Hello, everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And here we are, another Sunday night. And with me is the Roger Report. Uh, Long live the habitual lie steppers. Let's get started here. Okay. Tonight's topic will be you make your bed, you sleep in it. Quite simply, is that we live in the situations that we create for ourselves, and that's under the context of that if we create a situation for ourselves, then we have to be also accountable for living those situations. Uh, Say hello, Roger.
What's happening, everybody?
What's going on? So, what does that mean to you? You make your bed, you sleep in it.
I mean, you said, man, if you create a situation for yourself, you should be able to deal with it when you got to live through it. You know
Mm,
that should be common sense. That should be something accepted when it comes to life in general.
mm,
Yeah, but we got people who don't really want to deal with that though.
mm-hmm. Say like I mean, like it was a lot of things that kind of came out that I wanted to expand on the show earlier. Sister George. Shout out to Sister George. She's one of the habitual line steppers. Just I don't know, man. It's just that do I feel like do what like it had me reflect like what do I feel that I should be accountable for, and I know the accountability thing was last week, but shout out to Reigning Woman. Um, I don't understand. Is like is Are these conversations becoming futile? Will people ever get it?
No,
That's becoming a concern of mine.
well, don't let it concern you, brother. Don't let it concern you.
Mm,
Like I said before, a billionaire taught me that to get people to start to understand something, you got to teach them at least 7 times on a fourth grade level. So no,
hmm
we're definitely making progress.
Yeah, man. One thing that I've pretty much learned is that if like online debates, they're getting very touchy, more touching than they used to be. I mean, like it seems like they're getting worse, and is like it's almost a sense of you almost abandon hope. So what do you do in that situation? I mean, like I have a clue. You still like if you care, you care. You want to reach the people who care. Stop wasting your time with the people who don't. But what if that's most of the community? What if that's most of the community?
Well, honestly, I don't I see I'm very hopeful about it. I think we're making good progress. I see all the right signs, to tell you the truth.
Mm,
I see the word getting out there. Now I understand there's some people who don't
yeah.
like the fact that the word is getting out there, but but that's okay. That they can not like it as long as the word keep getting out there.
Hmm.
So yeah, I
Okay.
just see it differently. You know what I'm saying? I see it as man, everything's going great. That's how I see it.
Mm. Oh, okay. So, a question was asked earlier, and I want to kind of ask the question in my way. Is the question was, do black men hold black men accountable enough? And you can make little digs like, okay, well, Simp Nation is evidence of that, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. But it's like people will barely take you seriously once you start using little trigger words. I mean, even though it might have some truth to it, um, is just that hmm, hmm, um, shit. Every like we hold black men accountable. We hold black men accountable. It's like we don't shy away from conversations with black men. is not something that happens when we are allowed to make productive dialogue in our spaces. We can get some really good productive things going. I will cite an example of that is your last broadcast you had on the Roger Report, uh, the one on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the way was cleared for black men to be able to actually talk and actually, have some productive conversation, we came up with a couple of good ideas. I mean, but it's just to me that when you walk into certain spaces, like I'm not gonna play like I haven't, said harsh things or I'm completely innocent. Like I said in that video that I uploaded yesterday, I consider myself an asshole. I don't call myself a nice guy. People give you that nice guy label. People do that. I mean, something's wrong. Like I feel like it's weird to call yourself a nice guy, but it's like it wasn't me.
I might call myself a nice guy, Kim. See, I don't want to be felt to make weird now.
I mean, but I mean, like different people feel different ways about certain things, but like for real, but what can you do enough to make a person truly hate you on these platforms, man? Could you ever do enough? Like, it's strange. It's strange that it's like depending on the certain ways that you talk, that you can get extreme hate for it. Is funny to me that you want to see somebody's ultimate destruction just because you maybe got into a minor exchange or disagreement online. I mean, it's just kind of like I don't know. It's what it is to me is deep down is the ultimate disappointment. It's I feel like we're all supposed to be black. It's like according to the way according to the way of thinking that we were supposed to be brought up with. Shout out to Enrich and Build Monger. We were all supposed to be black. We were all supposed to be. We were all supposed to be together. We were also because of the color of our skin. We were all supposed to be joining harmoniously and not have a problem talking to each other and conveying messages. But it just seems like more and more every day. It doesn't seem like that's the case. And I mean, I wonder sometimes, are we doing any good? I mean, it's just like I've seen like 5 or 6 examples. Shout out to Curlin of people trying to destroy each other, man, maliciously, like saying things that could destroy them forever. Because I know if people said those things about me, I wouldn't be exactly sitting comfortable. I mean, if it's not true, I mean, if it's not true, it wouldn't bother me anyway. But just the fact that somebody would want to do that. I mean, what could bring a person to that kind of crap? Yeah, I'm just a ton of reflection. That kind of thing makes it like no fun. I want to come to this like I want people to be able to come to these spaces and have fun. That way we can keep them. The way some of these people are is ridiculous at this point. I mean, well, it might have been ridiculous. So,
well, my view is the truth is fun. You can come actually get some truth, and if my enemies are pissed off by the truth, I know I'm doing my job. Because those who want the black community to not progress, those who want to keep us stagnant, those who really don't want to see no improvement, while they pretend that they're actually for us, they're supposed to get pissed off and they're supposed to identify themselves. So at the end of the day, I don't like these mole agents anyway, because that's what they are. At the end of the day, they're moles. Because we as black people, we are actually trying to reach the same goals, even if it was in different ways, yes, people have disagreements, but it will be clear that we're all trying to get to the same place. When you piss people off, it's not the fact that you're trying to get the same place they're going, but in a different way. They're pissed off because they're not trying to get where you're going. You know, it's the same as back in the slavery days when when a nigga who love his master here's a good plan for others to escape, it's gonna piss him off.
Yeah, like so are you talking about the self-hate, deep animosity, or the Willie Lynch?
Bro, I'm gonna call them what they are. We got black people that are white supremacists. Most of our women are white supremacists, and unfortunately, we have some men who take a while to shed their white supremacy after they become adults. You know, but I mean, just about all the women are white supremacists are good. I would have to say probably a good 85% of them, just about. And when it comes to black men, only because white supremacy is so much harder on black men than black women. Yes, you can as a man reach adulthood and still be a white supremacist yourself. But usually, white supremacy gonna do enough to make you shed that off. Now, not necessarily, but for the average black person, or the average black man, you're gonna see enough that you're gonna give up them white supremacy beliefs anyway.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think antagonizing stupid people is white supremacy?
Stupid people wouldn't even know they were antagonized.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to check because I find it quite entertaining because it's like this. It's like if you are in a conversation with a no nonsense black man, I think that you should listen. It's not something I don't deserve your respect right off the bat, if I don't know you. But let's talk for a second. If I disagree with you, let me break down why I disagree with you. You going to calling names is like, and I've been losing control lately. My name calling is a lot worse than people think. So, so it's like I'd rather it not go there. I'd rather have a productive conversation. But it seems like the second you disagree, the conversation is gone. It's out of there.
Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna let you talk.
No, I was gonna say that only happens if people don't want the conversation. So, enemies of progress will do whatever they can to stop the conversation from happening. You see what I'm saying? Because if you were truly trying to be progressive, you still let the conversation go, even if y'all disagree on a certain point. But even if you want to make an interjection, you don't want to actually stop the conversation if you're about progress. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, you gotta watch how people tell on themselves and see if well, I can't tell anybody else how to see a person, physically myself. I can just drop the clues and the audience got to pick up for themselves. When I see people moving like a white supremacist, talking like one, acting like one, whatever, that's just how I label them, and I call it a day. I'm not finna get into to issues where I'm misinformed or what I'm confused in what I'm dealing with. When I like, what I'm saying, like there's people who don't like the label feminist because it's no longer a cool term. But any black feminist is a white supremacist. I already know that. That's just what it is. Now, if you're a black feminist, you ain't got to tell me you want. Once I start talking to you, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna know you're a white supremacist. I don't care what you told me or how you say you are as a person. Once I see it, that's what you are. I'm not confused at all. Now, I don't care how you feel about it. Now, if I call you out directly for being one, I mean, you can get mad about it, but that ain't gonna change nothing. So, but I mean, I'm to the point where I'm not bothered anymore to find that I'm talking to a white supremacist. Once that I learned enough about people to see that most black women are white supremacists. And then you got all these black men that were raised by them who still think like a woman, and they need a few years out here in the world as an adult before they shed some of their beliefs. That's why I say for most guys who are raised by single mothers, not all of them, but most of them, you really can't do much with them till they're about 25 years old. Let them get 7 years in the world treating them like a regular old black man. They start, a lot of their beliefs start changing. You know, a lot of their beliefs start changing.
I think that's one of the main reasons as to why when Brother Kev was saying people engaging brothers who are no nonsense cat, once the disagreement comes, it's kind of like when you talk to an older black person and you use the word ignorant. To them, ignorant resonates as stupid, not just not knowing, but something negative that they feel they got to protect themselves from. But when these people interacting with an intellectual black man, they feel they have to protect themselves from the intellect. You ask about, 2 questions that warrant maybe 7 bullet points that they can't provide. So then they got to defend themselves with, oh, you think you know everything, shit like that.
You can get told that from saying complete sentences. Where
Yeah, that's true.
What my
Brother
thing is,
Curlin,
that's a
what's
tell.
up, man?
Not much, man.
Well, go ahead, Roger. Then I'll let Curlin speak.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say when somebody hits you with that, you think you know everything. To me, that's a tale that they think I know everything because I never said it, but they're telling me I think I know everything. So that's their perception of me. They're already mad at me because they feel I'm intelligent. Because that's the only way that anger can come from. You think you know everything because that's never said in a positive light. So what does that mean? Your intelligence bothers me. Why are you so damn intelligent?
Facts.
Like you should be taking it as a compliment. So thank you. So what's up, Curly?
Not much, man. Like you had made a comment earlier about the it was something, and I said it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like for me and Danielle, these cats on here, they're just a bunch of haters, and I don't understand it. Like all of the, I haven't listened to the last couple of live streams where this certain contingent of folks was, more or less disparaging me or whatever. But in the end, like, it doesn't make me no never mind, because like at the end of the day, all it is a bunch of talk. Like they don't earn my money. They don't live my life. And all of this concern about where my D is and who I'm with is, it kind of leaves you like, well, damn, y'all niggas care that much? Like, what the fuck? And you just kind of sit there and it's like, is it worth risking my livelihood and everything I got going on to engage in an online back and forth with a bunch of cats that are not going to hear me out anyway? And I always come up with no. That they got a whole bunch of smoke for us, but at the same time, like, I've lived in the same place for over 15 years and no one is showing up at my doorstep. So I mean, it's like I ain't with the yelling if you're not here to have a real conversation,
Because I mean, you got like 14, 15 broadcasts a week that people yelling at each other.
Right.
And right. I mean, at the end of all of it, it's still nothing.
Exactly. I mean, even on Danielle and Concrete streams, I be always in the chat, be like, listen, y'all gotta let each other talk, because you can't hear each other if you don't. If you steady trying, you can make your point, but come on, like, let's all be adults here. We're over 18. Let's conduct ourselves as such. Shit is crazy to me.
You right? Because it's definitely been some time to get a word in. I just had to chill and wait. So I feel where you're coming from. But let me tell you this, Curly, because I think you I ain't gonna say 100% for sure, but you may just be in somewhat of a pioneer space right now. And I know you probably ain't thought about it, but when you become a trailblazer, you get attacked for a lot of different things.
True.
The fact that Sister George has been who she is, and now she's becoming something different than what she was. And this is my opinion. I'm not putting this on her. I ain't putting it on you. I ain't putting it on other people. I'm telling y'all what I see.
Right.
I
Right.
see Sister George as she was somebody else.
Yeah.
I've seen over time, Sister George has been going through a change. I
Yeah.
see it.
Fact.
Everybody else may not see it yet, but Sister George has been going through a change. And so, from what I see, Sister George is now dealing with a man that understands the world as it is. Because I've heard people say, I've heard that you have been in red pill spaces for years. And
Mhm.
my interpretation of the red pill is you see the world for as it is. So
Right.
if she is with a red pill brother, and I've seen a change that she has been through, I think the issue right now is people ain't used to seeing a black woman come from one side of the fence to the other side of the fence. And she's the only one I can kind of think of offhand that came from one side to the other, because most of the ones I've seen has either already been on this side of the fence since I've
Right.
known of who they were, and they've stayed on the side that I met them on. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I do.
so that being the case, people don't know what's going on because it's new to them, and
Right.
they gotta wonder: did this woman actually change, or is she just being a snake? You know what I'm saying? Is she trying to
Mhm.
fool everybody? Is she trying to fool Curly? Is this going to turn into disaster 2 years from now?
Right.
What's going to happen if they break up? You know what I'm saying? How's it going? Who going to dump who? It's a lot of energy, I believe, that's going into that because they haven't seen it, and it's kind of
Mhm.
new. So I think once people just relax about the situation, because the habitual line steppers had to have a conversation when we decided to make Sister George one, and we ain't gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about that conversation on air. But at the
Right.
end of the day, if we didn't see her make a change, we wouldn't agree to make her one of us. So she
Right.
done made the change. People just gotta accept the change she's made. I'm not saying she perfect or she where everybody thinks she has to be, but I'm saying I do see change in progress. And if we can have at least one woman go from being a straight blue pill woman, as I hear it described, to becoming a red pill woman, to me that's progress, and that can show other women that they can start to do the same thing, and they may not be so scared to go from one space to the other. And I think that'll be helpful to black men in general. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so I'm trying to praise it.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah. Go ahead.
no. Here's what I don't understand. Do people want to continue with the arguments and with the back and forth, or are we having these discussions to actually come to a solution? Because like I keep hearing these two words come together. Gender war is like the line is supposed to be drawn. It's supposed to be man versus woman in this space, and it is like this is. I would really hate to think that this is the only thing that is the only thing that keeps people interested. I would like, it's like people complain about, oh, you're not having productive conversations, but it's like I feel like people, I feel like the people in this space, they're attracted to that conversation more than anyone. It's like these are the broadcasts they're watching, and I mean, more power to people getting views. I mean, I will never hate on that. I love seeing black YouTube channels get a lot of views because that means that one day we're gonna hit a level where we're actually dominating this shit. But it's like it seems to me it's in a very like it's like in a very like annoying stage right now. It's like would it okay, let me ask y'all a question. What would this
Yeah.
space be at this point in its current state without all the drama, without all the fighting? What would it be right now? Do you think
Um.
people would be interested?
No. I think it would evolve into cliques and echo chambers, which it already kind of has, to be honest. And
Mm.
like I've noticed that
Yep.
certain creators' content has gotten stale, and without the drama, they can't bring the views. Without the views, they can't make money. So it's almost like that they stay into the bullshit in order to drum up business. But at the
Mm.
end of the day, if your content is supposed to be about empowering people and lifting people up and having them wake up to certain things that's going on in the world, then where does the drama fit in that?
Mm.
You know, and that's the part that I don't understand. And another reason why I personally I've evolved past a lot of the stuff that is talked about on here, because it isn't it's repetitive at this point. It isn't doing me any good, so to speak. It's like I've heard it all before, just said a different way. I've already put it in my Rolodex, and I can apply it when needed. So, I've moved on to doing other things. I'm not on YouTube like I used to be a couple of years back, the last couple of years. So it is what it is, though. I don't know, Roger, what's your take, man?
I honestly, my belief, it would be the same place that it is right now. At the end of the day, when you have something that people want, people are going to go get it, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to get what they want. So even if you took all the drama out, it'll be drama in a different form. It may not be yelling at each other, but it'll be something else. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a public relationship, somebody cheating on somebody, who's saying what behind the other people's back, and all. The drama would just take place in a different manner because people want what they want. Now, I will say this: be I have my unique voice, because every content creator has their own unique voice.
Right.
If the type of content that I cover wasn't needed, I wouldn't grow. So obviously it's needed. They need somebody else to say it. So whatever has taken place in the past that led to me even feeling the need, let me come on here so I can start saying some stuff that need to be said, because I see certain aspects being ignored. Hey, I appreciate whatever people have accomplished before I got here, because I'm standing on their shoulders at the end of the day, but I'm just gonna take it to another level. And then hopefully when I stop, it'll be a whole bunch of other people that started who will even take it way further than what I got it to. But the thing is it about improving our situation or just getting the money? To me, that determines is going to be determined by the principles of the actual content creator. Because me, I want the money while I help my people. I ain't gonna say I don't want the money. I want the money while helping my people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be one of those people where you're gonna just pay me X amount of dollars and you'll get me to say all kinds of crazy stuff, because that's just not what I'm here for. You know, uh,
Right.
there's certain things that's about me personally that cannot be bought. You know what I'm saying? There's things that can be bought, but there's certain things that just can't be bought. Point blank, period. So to me, it just depends on the content creator.
Yep.
Why would anyone say that they want different if that's all people seem to want? Though it makes sense, but then again, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, you know.
Well, see, that's the thing. You trying to you project. That's what folks with intellect do. We tend to project that everyone has intellect and everyone uses it, and we assume that the rational choice, which kind of how your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, they tend to put up a fight as if your direction comes as a command instead of a direction that where you're taking the union and not just her or not just you or nothing like that. That's the way people is, man. The thing is, I don't think most of them really want the solution. I think most of them want the drama because it's dynamic. Give them something to talk about. The solution takes a lot of work, man. And I mean, an aspect of sisters taking that look at themselves. Shit, it's hard for a sister to get them to take a look at themselves, let alone one of us being earnest and loving and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Suckering it up. Fuck it, it's gonna be there, homie. The tension gonna be there because people don't like the reality, and the reality mean that you got to take that look at yourself. And I think black women just as scared as pilgrims are taking a look in the mirror.
That's excellent way to put it.
Yeah, truth be told, though, I think a lot of black folks in general are scared of taking a look at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because even us brothers don't have all the answers. The difference is that for the majority of us are logic centered, and we can take criticism better. We may not like it in the immediate, but what I've noticed is that we tend to process it and then be like, you know what, he was right, at least on this part, or this and this part. So I can apply that to my life and make a change. For the most part, I have a harder time seeing more sisters having the ability to do the same. Now there are those that can, but you know, for the majority, from my own observation, that doesn't tend to happen as much. At least, especially when they're younger. And you know, most of the older sisters can be kind of stuck in what they've been doing for however many years. So I don't know, man. It can kind of become like this whole rabbit hole circular argument type of thing, and you kind of get stuck.
Yeah. Don't I agree. Don't get caught up in arguing with the younger ones because you ain't gonna get nowhere with that shit. You know, because you old all motherfucking day. It's like you got one foot in the grave.
Right.
I mean, that's why I feel like that you have to do this for the people who care and the ones you can reach. You know, you don't do it for the ones you can't. But
Yeah.
you know, in the event that that kind of mentality does reach your space, I think that we as men need to be ready to debate that shit. You know,
Yeah.
and one thing that I was saying is, you know, is at the end of the breakdowns broadcast is that, you know, I was saying that, you know, what I was really trying to say was we do this at the risk of being labeled forever. It's like once you are a certain way, that's all people are going to see you as, and that's really, it's really one of the bad sides to black male accountability is that you will never be able to shake certain labels. Like I did, like bring up a YouTuber who, you know, that everybody hates and they're gonna hate him forever. And I feel like that the way people feel about this YouTuber, this person is never ever going to be redeemable. Is there any?
Well, technically, you didn't bring him up. Technically, you didn't bring him up. Well, you didn't bring his name up. I say that you didn't bring his name up.
Yeah.
It was guessed correctly.
Yeah. But it's like this. Will black people ever give this guy another chance? Is like what could he do? And I don't think that he would ever care to come back like to come back the way black people would want him to come back. Man, at the same time, I mean, you can't argue with a lot of the things that he says. And I think one thing that does get on people's nerves is the fact that when you do talk to a no nonsense black man, and even though they disagree, they can't argue with anything you say. People start stooping to levels that you will never ever fucking believe.
Well, I think that the major thing about him is that nobody can argue with the videos he constantly pulls up. That's what the issue is. Because when I was first told about the guy, and somebody came at me like, "Look at the guy, look what he's saying," blah blah blah, and I was like, "Okay." I looked at a couple of his videos. I was like, "Well, what do you want me to say? The man got video footage. You know, I'm supposed to say he's wrong, and he's showing me videos of it. Like I can't say he's lying if he's showing me videos."
Right. It's like you realize he's giving play-by-plays of stuff that has been posted on Facebook, right? This is not something that he had staged and filmed. Like this is real time. So
it's that mirror. It's that mirror. And I mean, and you know, a lot of people say delivery and everything, and it's like, okay, you have to at one point be able to be objective to the point to where you're not even a part of the equation. You're just a fly on the wall, taking in information and giving an account of the preciseness of the facts. And wherever it weighs, that's where it weighs out. But yeah, when it comes to that, again, you got to do some work to correct that shit. They got to own up to all the ills that he points out of them.
Yeah.
I always say, go ahead, Colonel.
Oh, I was going to say real quick. Now there is something to be said about the flies and honey argument. Like right. There is a certain craft that you have to be able to brutally make your point without losing their ears. and not everybody can do that. It's almost like kind of like how say Zig Ziglar can get up there and talk his shit, and the bulk of people will be like, this motherfucker is the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all he's doing is saying, if you really listen, he's saying the thing that a lot of us know already. We just haven't been able to kind of apply it. But his speech patterns and the way that he lays it down is kind of inspiring. And a lot of people don't have that gift. It's either you on one extreme or the other. Either you all the way in the paint, or you're not being heard. You know? Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me say something to this point too, because I've actually tested the whole theory of is not what you say, is how you say it. I've actually tested that theory, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Every time I test this theory, the results prove over and over again that it does not matter how you say it, because if you're saying something a person does not want to hear, they reject it because of what they feel like,
yes,
not because of what you actually said. Yeah. And as long as they don't have an immediate consequence to deal with, well, when it comes to the sisters, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to the sisters, if they don't have an immediate consequence behind what you just said, doesn't matter how you say it to them. You could say it, tell them the nicest way in the world, or you could tell them the roughest way in the world. You generally gonna get the same response depending upon how immediate the situation is. Tell a sister, call out her name if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Say it as ugly as you want and tell her kid at the hospital. If her kid at the hospital, she don't care how you told her. She going to the hospital because that's an immediate impact on her life, because now she got to be the concerned parent. Now tell her as nicely as you want that her kid's in the hospital. She's got the same problem, and she's going to move according to the problem. She's not going to move according to how you said it. She's going to move according to what you said. Now, if you do not have an immediate result, tell her about something that if she don't change in 3 months, it'll turn into a problem. Regardless of how you say it, it's not about to be a big deal to her. She don't really care how you say it unless you attack her ego. And it's not about how you said it. It's just the fact that her ego is being attacked. Women want to protect their egos, just like men will want to protect their egos. Yeah, you know, so truth be told, I've very much tested the theory on, is it about what you say or is it about how you say it? And when it comes to sisters, I guarantee you, brothers, it ain't about how you're saying it. It's really not.
It's that you're saying anything at all, because if you're a cat that walks in intelligence, more than likely you're trying to be precise in your life and you're not fake about anything. So that means you're living a real life. And, you know, you start snooze kicking around her and she got to check, you know, her own illusion, because a lot of times they tend to fall for the illusion. I mean, you know, that's why Pimp's so successful. And that's why I feel you always need to mac your woman that you with, instead of trying to be in a relationship and all that. Nah, you gotta treat her in an aspect to where it's adequate to maintain that connection, like what Brother Curlin was talking about. And they like the game, they like the stories. If you straight up and everything, you don't get the benefit overall that both of y'all need. But you mac the hell out of her, keep her in that dreamland that she like, you know, it's always better.
Yeah, I will also say that.
Can I add on this real quick? I'm sorry I interrupted, but both of you gentlemen just spoke before, and I really want to keep this key point. Realize you're being honest with your fairy tale. It's her choice whether or not she wants that fairy tale, and if she's going to shame you about the fairy tale you told her.
Damn, pop your collar, cuz.
I mean, he keeping it real, because to her it is fairy tales at the end of the day. If there's no immediate impact on her life, she is gonna accept it just about like a fairy tale. Because like I was saying, if you're telling them about something that may have an effect on her 3 months from now, she's not gonna act like that's some kind of real priority. She ain't worried about that, because number one, like what you said, Bill Monger, you're a black man. So first of all, you already wrong because you black in the first place trying to tell her anything. You know what I'm saying? If you
Facts.
really want her to know something, you should have had a white man told her. You know what I'm saying? That's how they mind works. If you really need me to know, how come you didn't have a white man tell me? You know, it's basically disrespectful for you to tell her yourself instead of getting a white man to tell her. They basically take that as a form of disrespect. You know.
Yeah, why ask black men to lead though if you want to take suggestions?
Oh, they don't ask
Oh,
us to lead. They don't ask
I
us
got
to
another
lead.
question on that one. Let me finish. I'll go ahead and ask this question because he asked a question that is a little bit deeper. Go ahead and answer the question, gentlemen. I want to hear your answers.
Okay, what I was gonna say is they do not ask us to lead. What they do is when problems come up, then they claim we're the leaders and they were following, even though they weren't. But when's the last time you remember a black woman asking a black man to lead?
Mm.
What I've noticed is that it becomes situational depending on your rapport with that particular chick. Like a rando off the street, nah, bro, she ain't trying to hear shit you got to say. You know what I'm saying? But if she part of your tribe and part of your squad, even if she's married, she's gonna take what you say and even relay it back to her husband. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, hey, bro is right. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it all the time. Like at work, like my squad is 3 married women. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Uncle Curls to their kids. You know, me and their husband will sit down and chop it up. We have beers and shit like that, and we chop up game. You know, but when we at the job, and if I say something, they will actually listen. That's why I say the rapport is key. But like I was saying earlier, like the randos, they ain't trying to hear shit. They ain't trying to hear nothing.
Well, let me say this too, because rapport is important. But when you even like, obviously those are better women because they actually got husbands. Most black women don't have a husband, and the ones that have a husband, most of them can't even keep one. So that tells you how much they even listen, even when it comes to their husband. That's in the minority. Just saying.
This is what I'm asking.
True.
This is the question because I don't want to lose the first question that the gentleman asked before. Let me ask you something. Remarkable. Don't need us for nothing. We just sperm donors. Ain't crap. Nothing like that. Remarkable. How many men ain't had nothing to do with what their life choices, what they had to do, or the reason they had to live the life? Got to go ahead and say, Virus 19, we need to man up. But there were never women for us to man up for. And that's what that's the last bit of the question, because here's the question. We need to go ahead and defend Andrew Gillum, but a black woman outed his ass, and not a black woman was in the article where we were shamed for. And the question is, how is a man butt naked, thrown up on a look like a damn towelette, and he's butt naked from head to toe, but we got to co-sign some dude that's DL that we're trying to be men loyal to one woman, have our kids with, die with, but he lied to his wife with, but it's our fault and we need to go ahead and answer for. And we never off the bottom of the barrel, because everybody still uses us, the Asians, Mexicans, everybody wants civil rights, but we're not second class in America. Everybody else is a class above us. And we were the second people here. The immigrants was the third when they shipped them over here and they saw goddamn Statue of Liberty.
Well, I'm gonna say this. When it comes to that whole political game, man, I don't know I can't really go into what that woman know or what that woman did know. When people are in those type of situations, they do a whole lot of stuff, and a lot of times they have wives that are partners just for image sake. So who knows how much she knew? She could have known the whole thing of what was going on, but he might have pissed off. Therefore she outed him. So man, she might have known that.
Yeah,
one question
I mean,
is, why are we being blamed for the man that made a promise to the wife that got kids with, and we don't even know the wife, we don't know the man, and we sure in hell don't know the white dude. He was butt naked, and evidence is they did something. But we all to blame, and we need to support him while he's going through trying times. And we've gone through trying times ever since.
LaShawn, let me you look at the screen. This guy's named Preston Mitchum. That's the guy you're talking about. He was the one that wrote an open letter to the media and to the black men, challenging them to support Andrew Gillum. Yes, Preston Mitchum.
And I promise you, I didn't know it, but I heard about it, and it really, literally just ticked me off because I'm like, dude, really? I'm home on lockdown. How is it my fault?
Yeah. So I hear he wrote an article saying that straight black men are the weakest link in the black community. This is his Twitter page. This is how he posts on Twitter. If you would take a look at the screen.
Well, I'm seeing the screen. I'm just wondering. Apparently, he's gay. Andrew Gillum. I'm just giving him the bisexual title, but I'm a straight man. So now, but it's all my fault, and I'm the weakest link. While y'all get to do what the hell y'all do.
I mean, brother, the fact that you asked the questions shows you the mentality that you're in is a little bit inadequate. They don't really matter like that to where they could question us, because the thing is, this is their world. That's messing up. This has nothing to do with regular black men. Actually, I'm offended by that whole straight shit, because that's still their perspective of straight and gay, as if gay is a generality, as is regular. No, I'm a regular black man, and they are irregular. So they don't even they don't measure that their whatever their quality of value is actually beneath us. So they matter not like that.
But I'm just noticing, like, the date on the tweet, December 8th, 2018. He's been doing this for a while. And it's like now he wants to write an article saying straight black men are the weakest link in the black community. It's kind of shades of that article that Damon Young from Very Smart Brothers wrote about 2 or 3 years back. Straight black men are the white men, the white people to black people, or something like that in the black community. It is like all like. But here's the deal. Here's the perception. When hetero black men respond to stuff like this is what they think we do. Is like they don't want to debate. They want to act like little snowflake white SJWs. It's like you can't have a debate with them. They can trash talk you, but once you go out like and say, hey, you know what? This is why I don't support your people. This is why you're going to complain when people like Jussie Smollett goes on national television and lies his ass off. Fuck you. You're the one that made the separation, not us. I mean, you were the one that were too chicken shit and coward to face racism when straight black men were doing it.
Exactly.
So,
amen on that. Man, amen.
So now that they're getting all these pretty little perks because the media push it, they want like the emasculation of black boys. You see that shit every day, and motherfuckers like this is chummy with shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care about your cause. I mean, I feel like that the last thing that they had to do, they did it like 5-6 years ago. So why are we still having activism for you? Now you're in the back. Now you're back in the regular fight. Don't tell me that, we're still facing housing and job discrimination. You're facing the same thing every other black person facing right now. But you want to make that separation when you want perks with the white supremacist media. So I mean, you can keep doing bullshit like this, and I'm going to keep turning my back on your ass. So, like, don't ask me to support somebody. So, what, huh?
No. You river dancing on the point. I just want to ask you a quick question so you can add to it. Why is it the straight man got to be at fault for a dude that jumped out the closet, DL 100%, and he lied to everybody, and it's our fault, and we need to go ahead and take the blame? Could you answer?
Hold
I
on.
mean, what's your thoughts
Let,
on that, people?
let me handle that. Jump in that real quick, kid, because I want to get this point out. Real. I mean, look, the man looking at this article you showing. You say he said straight black men, so he basically let me know he ain't one of us. He's obviously a gay black man, and that's fine. Be gay as you want to be, nothing to do with me. But at the end of the day, you're not one of us, so you don't get a us when it comes to us.
Right.
You get a y'all when it comes to y'all because you made that separation. Okay, so now that we know you're one of them and I'm one of us because I'm on the straight bandwagon. Now you're asking about what a gay man did, or you could say he bi. If we're gonna say those kids was really from his wife or whatever the case, because who knows how deep that rabbit hole goes.
Gotta be
But at the
politically
end of the day,
correct.
Weirdo.
at the end of the day, no, I'm not gonna even call him nothing disrespectful. At the end of the day, he ain't one of us. He ain't straight. If the man is sleeping with a woman and a man, he ain't straight. Because straight men only sleep with women. We don't sleep with both sexes.
That's
So
just crooked.
therefore, you got a gay man trying to pull straight men into their gay mess.
Yeah.
That's y'all mess. Clean it up yourself.
Well, I'm gonna get the screen off this crap because it's like the large majority of our women actually enjoy seeing stuff like this. So I'm not gonna give them any more enjoyment or satisfaction. Let me
There
see
you
if
go.
I can find the actual. Let me see if I can find the actual article though, because I mean, like, why? I'll say, okay, it's like you don't want to be demeaned and demoralized right there. Why do we gotta accept it?
No, it's straight black men. We just need to deal with the fact that this is a gay situation that ain't got nothing to do with straight men. Nothing about this story has anything to do with a straight man. There's no straight man involved in this story. Not one of them. Not the guy who wrote the article. Not the guy who was married. Not the guy who wasn't married. None of them straight. So this is not a straight man's issue. This is a gay people issue or a LGBT people issue, an alphabet people issue. However you want to label it, it has nothing to do with straight men. So let's not pretend that it has anything to do with us. It don't have anything to do with us. That's a y'all problem, not a us problem.
So
Yeah, like
yeah.
But it's
let me,
always us included in the y'all, and we just like, damn, you didn't even value us.
yeah, let me say this real quick, and I got to get out of here because I got to work in the morning. I guarantee you that the bulk of us, average everyday brothers saw those pictures and was like, "Oh shit, bruh, you got caught out there, didn't you?" And clicked on to the next thing and did not even give it a second thought. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Right, it's not our world.
So
Oh,
right.
so you didn't see the blurry? You didn't see the blurry pictures, did you? Good man, good man. If you didn't,
No, the only one the only one that I saw was if there was a first photo where he was laying face down and then like the towelette that you said earlier was laying next to him.
oh,
That
so
was
you saw
that's
the
all I
head to
saw.
toe, right? You saw the head to toe with the blurry part in the middle. You got enough.
Yeah,
You got enough.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I said, I was like, oh shit, bro, that's not a good look, and I kept on scrolling, but and that was about as much concern as I had for it personally. I don't know about you brothers, but
I mean,
it is what it
just
is.
keeping it real. My thing is, I'm a straight man.
Right.
I've watched porn before. What I have not watched is gay porn. Now, on the other side of that, if I had to make a guess, I would assume gay people ain't watching straight porn. I could be wrong, but they're gay. Therefore, I would bet my money. If I got to put my money up, I'm gonna bet they're watching gay porn. That's not our world. This is a story about LGBT people who want straight men to somehow be involved in their situation. No man was straight in the story. Period. That's a y'all situation. It's not a us situation. Period.
Well, see, that shows you how desperate they are, though, because the whole thing about the community is that it parasites and it molests other already established contexts. From the start of them calling themselves gay as opposed to what it was. Gay meant something else, but they took that to mean something. They took the flag. Download didn't used to mean no dude and no dude. Download meant you was getting some good pussy. You were just hiding it from your original woman, right? So they stole that. They
Kill
stole
it, son.
stud.
Kill it, bro.
they stole everything, cuz. So it's like that's what they do. So now they're so off the radar that they have to put themselves back on there by attacking us and putting us into something to where it's non-existent. It's like, nah, that's not our community. That's y'all community. Handle that amongst your freaky selves.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
want
You know what I feel like? You know what I feel like? After 9/11 and Iraq got the shock and all. We just get bombed all over the place and shit's blowing up and we got fires and we're like, oh shit, what the hell's happening? And that's what the hell we getting right now. If you old enough to remember, maybe you saw it at 8 and you thought it was a cool explosion or something and you saw the goddamn Scud missile slamming into something. And you know what? That's what the hell we getting right now. We're like, wait a minute,
bro.
we're to blame for him putting a penis in his mouth. That wasn't a Scud missile that was in us, but you're blaming us because he lied to a black woman. And the thing is, we didn't lie to that black woman. But you're saying all, and you're including all, while you saying if some man corrects you, well, I'm not talking about all y'all, but she sure in hell said all when it came out of her mouth.
But see, this is why I'm saying we as men need to be more conscious about what we're dealing with. People keep coming at us with all these gay people's stories or these bi people's stories. Stop accepting these stories. Anytime you tell me about somebody who's on a DL, well, you know, that's them gay people y'all like kicking it with. They ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? This man cheated on his wife with a man. Well, that's that gay people stuff. Y'all like kicking it with them. You know, talking to black women. Y'all like kicking with them. That's got something to do with y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with us. See, every time somebody hit me with this, what some black man did that is not a straight man, my go-to move is that ain't got nothing to do with us. Y'all the ones like kicking it with them, so that's a y'all issue. Y'all cool with them like
But
that.
the thing,
You don't hang out with them like
but
that.
the thing about the y'all is the y'all saying all, right?
No, what
And that's our problem.
I'm saying you all.
And then they say we are we the most toxic, homophobic, misogynist, beat our women asses and everything else. But yet we the most DL gayest and in the closet bastards along the same sides. And I'm kind of confused in how the hell we can be both, and yet we can't.
You don't understand. You don't understand the psyche.
Man.
You don't understand the psyche of the people who try to put us in these situations, do you, brother?
Because y'all might, and I really don't know. But the damn thing is, how am I DL? Yet I'm homophobic, and I'm lying to you, and I ain't worth a shit, and I ain't. But I'm gay before I'm black.
What?
But I can't be a straight black man because that is what is it, misogyny they like to use on us, or we hate women or something?
LaShawn, you're making a good point, but that's why I'm saying the issue is that when straight black men are brought up these type of conversations, we don't put it where it's supposed to be. We sit there and talk it out as if it got something to do with straight black men. You're telling me about an issue with the LGBT community because you're telling me about a DL brother. That's an LGBT community issue. It's not a straight black man issue. Straight black men ain't got nothing to do with DL people. So, but we sit there and talk it out as if it's got something to do with it. That ain't nothing to do with us. And black men need to stop dealing with these issues as if somehow we're included. That's not our problem. That's a DL LGBT problem. It's not has anything.
There's a whole bunch of black men trying to chase the ass of the black women that co-signed that goddamn shit on the dotted line because they thirsty. And if we agree to disagree, and then the bad thing is about the straight black men that go ahead and co-sign with the black women that co-sign them, that's what the hell the black woman is judging them on.
Well, I'm not even saying that they're co-signing. What I'm saying is we'll have a whole, you know what I'm saying? People have a whole debate. People have whole shows dedicated to this type of stuff. And straight black men don't simply say, hey, if you say the man was on the DL, then he's obviously not one of us. He's
That's what he do. He doing him.
Yeah,
he doing him in their world,
When
man.
has a straight black man ever had the right to be straight and a black man in America?
No, but this is my point though. When these stories come up, straight black men need to say, well, if y'all got such a problem with these LGBT people, why don't y'all talk to them about it? Stop talking to straight black men about it. You can't say he was DL, whether he had a wife or not, and talk to straight black men. That has nothing to do with us. We don't need to hear about
It
your
was the first 65 slaves that came off the first slave ship, and it's still the same judgment in 2020. And that's what we got to deal with. And I'm kind of questioning why the hell black women saying you a step above us, but you won't give us a step to step on so we can be equal.
Let me ask you something, brother Deshaun. Let me ask you something.
Let me say this real quick. My whole point is, when these conversations come up, because I'm gonna keep pushing this, black men don't need to accept the conversation. Why do you want me to have a conversation with you about what gay people do? I'm not gay, ain't never been gay. That's y'all. If you had a baby with a gay man, that's an issue between you as a woman and the gay community. If you have a baby, but if you find out your husband was seeing a man while y'all was together, that's an issue between you and the gay community. You know what I'm saying? If you find out you got cheated on and there's another man involved, that's an issue between you and the gay community, the LGBTQ. However y'all label all that together, it ain't got nothing to do with us. I don't need to talk to you about it because it's not my problem.
Okay.
It's not in our world.
But the problem is
Okay.
we judged on those two things.
Stop
If
accepting.
we say no, we gay. If we say
Okay.
something else, we DL. And that's what we judged on, period. And that's the worst thing in the world.
But what does their
2020,
judgment mean for your reality, man?
In the field.
What does their
To our
judgment
own
mean
women.
for your reality? You seem to weigh their judgment.
I don't know. Ask Oprah. Ask all the black people that did it. They still doing it now. Candace Jones just did it. Come on, bro. I mean, you gonna ask me a question that's still happening today?
No.
And you wondering why the first 65 slaves had to deal with it? I'm just saying, we the first 65 slaves, and we still dealing with it in 2020. And that shit happened in 1865, if I remember correctly.
You've been drinking, brother. You've been drinking.
That's the reality. I'm not gonna joke around with it. That's centuries, bro.
Hey, listen up. Let's move the conversation along. I want to make sure that everybody watching knows that the subject is actually Andrew Gillum, and the guy who wrote the open letter to black men, stating that he's challenging us to support Andrew Gillum. Obviously has been like a social media Twitter troll, and recently wrote an article stating that straight black men were the weakest link in the black community. So is like I kind of understand what Mr. Jefferson is coming from. There is when people say the term homophobia, then that usually means that we're that there's the assumption that straight black men were just mistreating LGBT black men all in the streets. We were discriminating on them. We were making them feel like they didn't belong. And the thing is, I don't really see that as being true. But so they try to put that whole thing on us. They're asking us why we're not.
Yes, sir.
Why we're not supporting them. But see, here's the thing. The second you get in a debate with let me give you an example, a debate with a female, and you just constantly disagree with her, one of the things that might come out of her mouth is you gay or some shit like that. You must be gay for arguing with me or whatever. And none of that is ever called out. It's using homophobia in a proper way to attack. And it's like, so I mean, I don't go in professional places talking about folks for real, but I really don't care about this because it seems like to me that when the word homophobia is used, it's like fake outrage. If you're not going to call all of it out, then it's not going to mean anything. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go around picking on folks, calling them F words or whatever, but it's just like this. Don't sit up there and ask me for help when it's convenient for you, but when it's time for you to be black, you ghost. You know where to be found. It's like I don't think that like I'll say what?
I wanted to address.
Look, let me just be cutthroat and honest. Just because we ain't put Wet and Wild in our booty hole, we're not being supportive because we want to sleep with a black woman that we want to like spend the rest of our life with, and we being homophobic.
I think that here's what it is. Here's what it is. We're not online being social justice warriors, getting mad at every little thing. That's what their problem is. We're not doing that. We're not ruining people's lives because they think differently. You know, we're not being bullies like them. We're like being like that's where the problem in lies. I would much rather just leave the whole thing alone, let you live your life, let you live mine, but don't come in like I tried to ask a question a couple weeks ago on another social media platform. Why is it that what's up?
I want to say before you move, keep that thought in mind, but before you move into a different thing, let me just answer to what that man actually said, that we the weakest link. Okay, I'm gonna say this. He probably right. Okay, because if he's talking from the perspective that I would have to assume he's talking from, when it comes to gay black men having problems and getting those problems corrected, or gay people in general, black men are the weakest link. He's probably right because we're not sitting around here trying to figure out what problems gay black men have or gay black women have. That's probably so. He probably right on that in that context. He's probably right because at the end of the day, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. If you can't tell me where there's a law that keeps something away from gay people, which I'm aware of none. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I'm aware of none. As long as there's no law keeping gay people away from anything, I don't understand what you want me to fight for. Because people can perceive you any way they want.
My problem is this man presented himself as a straight black man. He's got children with a black woman. He butt naked from head to toe with a blurry spot in the middle, and he's shaming me because he made me look like shit because I want to do what the hell he lied about.
No. Here's what it is. Because here's what it is. Because black women always say this: that don't put us all in the same box. I don't want to catch black men putting all black men in the same box. Andrew Gillum is on his own. He is a disgrace. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he disgraced his family. Whether you feel anything for his wife or not, whether you feel anything for his kids or not, he embarrassed himself. That's not the Andrew Gillum that we wanted to know. He gave us and it's like LaShawn Jefferson said, he gave us the impression that he was a family man, a dedicated family man. He embarrassed himself. Now I'm sure that a lot of those politicians are like that, and some even worse. But he got caught. He told me he was going over there to help him.
He got a log to tickle his tonsil and he threw up. But you know what? It's a straight man's problem, and we all at fault. And I'm like, excuse me, you didn't see me butt naked with a goddamn escort. That's a gay, muscular white man with a third person in the room. But you know what? We need to be supportive of our brother.
It's not a straight black man's problem. A guy got caught doing something and he wasn't a straight black man. Therefore, it's not a straight black man's problem. And no straight black man should accept it as if it's their problem. No straight black man got caught in that story.
All right. Now let's kind of watch our tone because there's something that's going around from what I hear called a shadow ban. So I mean, and we got to understand that that group of people is ultra sensitive. So I don't want to
find it funny. You shadow ban a straight black man defending himself, but you don't.
And I mean, and I
everybody else who won't represent themselves in the honorable way. Every damn black man on this panel is.
No. All I'm saying is, regardless of what they're doing, because I'm not passing judgment on the dude at all. I'm not passing no judgment. Only thing I'm saying is there were no straight black men involved. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
that's
we
their
just
world, and
wonder why
they're
the
gonna
hell we
live in their
get
world how they
judged
want
and
to.
we weren't involved. That's all we doing. We just wonder why the hell we got to goddamn be underneath the microscope when we weren't caught and everything was leaked and a black woman did it, but black men are being homophobic and we ain't released none of the information.
So, brother, it seems like you got an issue with being labeled homophobic.
Homophobic. I
And
mean, dude, let me put it to you like this.
let me say this right now.
That's
I'm
what the
I'm
articles
very
and what is
homophobic
being
because
presented
the whole
out
thing
there.
scares me.
We
It has scared me
should
since the
support a
80s.
black
I'm
man,
all that shit.
period.
I'm misogynistic. I'm sexist. I'm all of that shit. For real.
That's
Hey, you
it.
know what?
That's
No,
it.
I made
We
look,
getting
look, let me put
jumped
it to you.
on because he did the shit and we ain't involved. That's my problem.
No,
Look, dude, I'm sitting here at my home petting my dogs, and yet I'm getting accused of shit. What the fuck? That's the only thing I'm saying.
I get where you're coming from, but that's why I'm saying we as black men have to now start taking it upon ourselves because it hasn't been done in the past. When these stories come out, we need to point out the fact that we weren't involved. We have not done that in the past. From today forward, we need to make sure we do that. Hey, this is a good story. That's a problem y'all need to figure out. But wasn't no straight black men involved in it. So good night. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
That's all
Exactly.
facts on what you
And,
said right there.
and even if they mention anything about your community, what does the word mean within your community? It don't mean nothing because y'all don't share communities. You know.
Yeah. We got to stop taking it on the chin for something that ain't got
Damn,
nothing to
you
do.
spoke another fact too.
Yeah. So next time they say something like that, just remind people we wasn't involved.
Not
That's
our
what I
issue.
tell everybody.
Our problem
Since-
is people don't listen to us when we speak.
No,
They
no, no, no.
delegate it off.
You
Hold on.
expect them to listen to you?
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even.
No,
That's
hey,
what
but
the
it's
hell
not-
we're getting.
But we
You need
have
to
to
listen. You need to listen to some Neely
we have
Fuller
to be
Jr., brother.
Yeah. No, I'm saying this. Regardless of how they listen to us or not, our problem in the beginning is we haven't even been saying, because I haven't even heard that being said. And I need for black men to first start saying it, then we can go to the next stop. Anytime they come at you with a story like that and somebody have a conversation with you, just hey, we wasn't involved. Look what the stories say. This is what two men did something with each other. If you once you say two men had something sexual going on, we automatically know there was no straight black man involved. It has nothing to do with us. So we gonna leave it there and let whoever needs to figure that
Can I be
out.
honest with y'all?
Mr. Jefferson,
Can I be
Mr.
honest with
Jefferson.
y'all, gentlemen? Listen 1 second. This is a very valid point. When Oprah had her show, we spoke. Maury had a show, we spoke. Donahue had a show, we spoke. Sally Jesse Raphael and everybody else who followed, we spoke. You know what they did? They ignored us and spoke louder, and we still here.
Let
And
me
trust
tell
me,
you
I
something.
grew up in the age of it, and this is what y'all have to deal with it because, damn it, I'm not going to live forever.
Why does the word matter so much to you?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Because
Let me
that's
tell you
the
something.
word everybody goes on when they judge you. And you 2020 being judged. The same damn thing when I was
Let me tell you-
born.
let me tell you-
Being judged
let me
till
tell you something.
2020. That's why it matters. Because
Let me
you
tell you
still
something.
dealing with it. And I was born well before y'all. And it's still the same story. That's why it matters.
You're being
And you
judged by
still
those
fighting the
lesser
same
than
thing.
you,
Yo, hold
homie.
on.
What you
Ken
talking
trying to
about?
say
Doesn't matter. Those that
Ken-
are less than
hey,
you have
Ken
the
trying
bigger
to-
voice.
Hey
Kevin's trying to
guys,
say
hey guys, hey guys. I come into these spaces with one piece of knowledge right here. Everybody judges everybody. It doesn't matter if you don't want to be judged. Don't go outside. Period. It's that simple. I'm not. I don't care. It's like when you catch yourself trying to please people that don't like you anyway, and you worry about their judgment, man, you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. It's an insane feeling. For real.
Mhm.
It's like these little back and forth conversations. If they don't like, let me put it to you like this: today alone, when I try to include myself in discussions, I get called all kinds of names, and it's like this: unless there is actual proof or actual validity to what they're saying, you ain't got shit to worry about. Some of these dudes are states away. Some of these women are states away. You will never run across these people. That's why they talk that shit like that. So I ain't worried about what these motherfuckers say. I'll continue to shine. It's like there's a reason why they hate you because you're doing something right.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck about a motherfucker calling me a name right now. Cause I'm 9 times out of 10 I already got called all those names. I know I'm not gay. I know I'm homophobic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that way. It's like if by,
No, don't
by
worry
yeah,
about that.
by
I am too.
social by by social definition I am. And it's something that I cannot escape any no matter what. If even if I'm not, I'm automatically homophobic. I'm phobic. I'm so phobic. I'm phobic here. I'm phobic there. It's like damn. I don't want. I mean, just because I don't want my heterosexual comic book characters to be turned gay
Thank
because
you.
you think that's gonna work, because you think that's gonna work, that shit ain't working. They're gonna have to discover that shit when it crashes and burns. Obviously, I can't tell you, but stop trying to involve me in your shit when you get in trouble.
And I grew up with a newspaper. A newspaper could trash you. You had New
Mhm.
York Times, Wall Street Journals, all of them could trash you. Now, only thing a chick got to do is type something on the internet, and it got goddamn
We live in a system of
momentum and can
white
trash
supremacy.
you, and you don't even know it because no one emailed you said, "Hey, guess what? This person's talking crap about you, and your name could be crap before you even make your name worth something."
You
And
live in a
that's
system
the
of white
problem.
supremacy. That is gonna happen anyway.
It's a gangster
It's like
situation, bro. That's all it is. It's a gangster situation, and you might have to get gangster with it
Brother,
instead of
hardcore.
asking them for a human accountability or a moral accountability or integrity accountability. And again, you're looking at the word of those that are lesser than you, and it's like, they can't box with God, homie. You know what I mean? So they
I
worth nothing.
understand that, but I grew out my gangster and was legal enough not to have a gangster record. You know what? You get tired of being a gangster. You get too old to be a gangster. You can't be a 65-year-old gangster asking for Social Security, can you? No, you can't. But damn it, when you dead at 99, you still a gangster, and you doing nothing but the best damn things in the world. But you still a gangster at the end of the damn day.
You're not against
Wrong.
about choice. You're against about default in the aspect of our position within this equation.
I'm tired of being the default setting. You are tired of being the default setting. And damn it, your son and your grandson shouldn't be the default setting because damn it, every man before you had a son, grandson, great grandson.
Well, now
And hell,
you
you
talking
might
about
be the
conquering
great
something now,
grandson
though.
of a default setting. And that's the problem.
You talking
Man, let
about
me tell you
conquering
something, man.
something now? If you want to change it like that, bro, that you got to
Let-
conquer it, and that means
let-
it's time to put foot to ass and force the change within the mind. You know what I'm saying? You ready to go
Yeah.
there?
LaShawn, I understand where you're coming from. I'm sure everyone else does too. But what I'm saying to you, brother, because I feel where you're coming from. But the first step to solving that problem is you got to stop caring about their judgment. I don't care what they say about me when you're my enemy. My enemies do not get, I don't get to care how my enemies feel about me. Makes no difference. I just accept they hate me because they my enemy. So even if they somehow can figure they don't hate me, it don't make no difference because it only translates the hate to me. Because you're
Like, if I care, if
Well
I
put,
care,
well
if I
put.
cared about, if I care, if I cared about people, and what they said about me, every vein in my head would have exploded. I'd have been had a stroke or an aneurysm or something because it's just it's coming. It's going to come. It's going to come as long as you speak freely, and especially when they find out you're somewhat patriarchal and somewhat assertive, you're gonna have that shit come your way. You just got to be prepared for it. I'm not gonna go to an enemy and I'm gonna be like, man, I'm tired of you saying this or labeling me that. I'm gonna punch him in his face.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
punch him
rule
in
of
his
the
face.
sandbox.
I'm very glad because I know I'm probably the oldest bastard on this damn panel. But I'm be honest with you. That's exactly what the hell I said.
But here's the thing. Here's the concern. Here's the concern I'm seeing.
I'm part of the small, but I'm glad I can hear many of you say the same damn thing when I was the few, and now you're the many. then maybe
No,
my life
here's
wasn't worth
here's I heard
wasn't a waste
I
of
got
time. I appreciate
I
that,
got one more.
gentlemen. That's something I'm no. Let me go ahead and give a young grown man respect before you cut me off, because you young
I
grown
got you.
men, and damn it, I'm glad I started at a few, and now I'm talking to many, because I was alone many a times thinking this same way. So y'all go ahead and finish the statement, because I'm gonna respect you right now. Let y'all go ahead and speak as grown men, because you the next generation is gonna replace my ass bitching about it and fixing it. It slowly
No,
got
here.
fixed, but man, damn it, black men gotta take a step at a damn time. That way we can sneak it in and get a hell of a lot better. If we go ahead and go full tilt, oh boy, we got a battle, and they'll go ahead and call the National Guard, the Army, and every damn thing else on us. But damn it, step by step. That's what the hell we did when we were getting civil rights, and we got left by the other half. We're still doing it now. And y'all making me proud, and you're making many men proud while they're hearing you speak. So I'm gonna give you that respect.
Hey,
Thank you.
hey, here's one thing I heard that you said like a second ago. It seems that you are concerned about how the younger, like, I'm not even talking about like early 20s. I'm talking about even before that, how the younger men are going to perceive what's being said about them. And
Maybe give up
although
having a son.
and also is like, we're strong individuals, but the crowd growing up, they're not as strong. They hear some of these things that people say. They're going to be more embarrassed, and they're not going to know how to take it. They're going to be like, God damn, if things really like this. Yes. My thing is, I want our younger crowd to grow up trying, being more productive members of our society. That way we can be on our way to improving things overall. But with having people that are talking the way they're talking, that's could be kind of counterproductive if these younger men start listening in on these conversations. Like, I don't want them to think that our people hate them that much. And then I mean, like, and I know that might seem like a backwards argument because
No, you
the
teaching them they don't need to be screwed over. Trying to be faithful to someone's going to screw them over. Y'all are smart enough and lived it or learned it from a man. And trust me, the generation before me told me, do not let it go no further. And we tried, and y'all are following, and then y'all gonna make the next generation better, and then that next generation gonna make it better. Then maybe after 3 generations, we gonna get where the hell we need to be. I'm just glad I'm in the room with men. If I die tomorrow, I'm proud enough to know they're gonna do the right damn thing by it. That's all.
Well, let me give him a couple props, LaShawn, because we got to say we appreciate what your generation did before us. Somebody turned the switch, you know what I'm saying, a while ago. I don't know who it was, but somebody turned the switch. And even though a lot of the rebellions and things that were happening on slave plantations that ain't really talked about in history, somebody knew to keep fighting, and eventually got to us. So we may be fighting in a different way right now, but the fight continues, brother. So I appreciate every brother like yourself that came before us and participated in the fight, however y'all had to do it to get us to where we are now. So props to y'all for that.
I just hate the fact that they don't need you just like they don't need you until this virus 19 kicked in. And now you got your DMs, your IG, your Facebook. I mean, all them damn apps. And like, one thing I got is Facebook just to go ahead and share y'all videos and stuff. And I don't know if it gets through with the Facebook screening or nothing, but I share your work. All y'all doing good work. No. I'm older than you. I appreciate you carrying my memory, and you need to hear it because apparently y'all don't hear it enough. But that's the truth. you're honorable men. Don't matter if you're younger than me. I can respect you, have a beer with you, have a shot with you, have a blunt with you. Anything else, I'm not gonna do with you, but unless there's some hot chicks in there and they ain't crazy, then we gonna be in that room together. But other than that, we grown men. All right, we after 18 and our mamas kicked us out, so we grown. We handle it grown, and damn it, you younger than me, but you did the grown damn thing I did at the same damn age. So why in the hell am I going to go ahead and stump on your soul? Because I'm trying to get a bitch number.
We're going to keep the fight going, brother. We're going to keep it going.
Yeah. We're going to keep it going till we can't do it no more. Hey, Bill Monger, you want to say something?
For sure, man. I bet it's refreshing to understand that y'all did leave it in the right hands, because we have a different aspect of viewing our value within the system and the value of our people. I think that your generation, y'all were the most humane out of all the Black generations, because y'all gave so many chances of really touching the humanity within those who opposed us. And through y'all example, we were able to see that, okay, well, now we have to be dominators in the arena, as opposed to, fellow citizens and all that other stuff. It really hit us that, okay, yes, we must create for self. We must create for our own. And that, watching that through y'all, and then the lesson that y'all gave us, that the later generations not really getting at the moment, but these are lessons that can go into, the archives to put in stone and pass them joints on forever. Y'all gave us game, man. And that's priceless.
Absolutely.
Priceless.
But y'all stepped up the game, because you know what? Y'all saw the tricks and taught us tricks that we didn't see because we were too damn old. And she was young enough to go ahead and say, well, you know what, maybe, and then them old dudes got proud chick in your face, but you were still humping that young chick on the side, and they didn't know, but you didn't want to destroy his dream. And young bucks, I can't argue with you. But here's the truth. I'm not as old as BGS. But BGS remind me of grandfather. BGS ain't as old as my grandfather. But if you want to know the level I'm at, I'm like Angry Man. Except Angry Man is damn more. I mean, shoot, he just got a vocabulary of just facts that I just won't say. I'll just walk the hell away and won't say shit to you unless you're important to me. But you know what? Y'all important. And if I don't tell you my story, then you're going to repeat my story. And it's my fault, because I could have saved you from my story.
Okay. All right. Like I do appreciate the previous generation. One thing that I did say in my previous video is that I cannot, like, as far as, our dads helped us get through and survive. Our grandfathers helped our dads get through and survive. And, with all of the social media banter that goes on, that I hear that, that can come off as offensive, but it's not supposed to be offensive. I cannot sit back and and look at those two generations of men and call them defeated. I can't do it. It's like I feel like that those two generations of men did too much for me to just disrespect them like that. I have to show those guys reverence. So it's like, why wouldn't everyone else who's had fathers? I mean, and I do understand that some fathers did abandon their children, but for those of us who didn't, why should I have to carry around the mentality that Black men are defeated?
Right.
If I can't look at my father like that, if I can't look at my grandfather like that, I'm not gonna look at myself like that. And that's some shit. That's some shit that's just used as a clap back because you don't like what the person is saying. I mean, and you're calling yourself trying to be hurtful, but you're just coming off being just kind of a unnecessary prick that needs to walk in traffic. I mean, I don't like the white supremacist thought process. I don't like, I don't like the idea that I've been defeated by anything or anyone because I'm still breathing. And and like I said, I can't look at my father like that either. I mean, so it's I do see it as a bunch of self-hate, a bunch of hating. And what do you tell your father in conversations like this? That the white supremacists aren't so white anymore.
Our question is, black men, how many of us had a father to ask that question to? As black men, how many of us had that father to ask?
A lot of you wouldn't believe how many black people actually have fathers, but they stick to that other narrative. I mean, it's not like I don't have any empathy for people who didn't grow up with a dad. I'm sorry you didn't experience the joy like I did, and I'm not being smug about it.
That's real.
Hey, like I said, young men teaching me lessons. Well, I don't know, but asking you questions so I can know you better. You can still teach me. Is why I said it.
Okay, and I understand. It pisses me off to hear people that is supposed that same people that tell you that you should just be loyal to black because it's black will tell you this bullshit. What kind of gets under me a little bit is when I see if I sit up there and I see black men agreeing with this. I kind of call that survivor's guilt, like basically black men in the modern day who have survived everything, who survived through, who fathers and grandfathers survived through, but a lot of these black men feel like they come out of it in a defeated state.
You need to call them son husbands. You need to call them son husbands because that's what the hell they is. They son husbands.
Like they feel like that they have to overcompensate on social media platforms. It's taking the brunt of all the bullshit, accepting anything that's said about black men, including you make a good point. Black men are defeated. We have to start taking a good long look at ourselves. We were supposed to be the leaders and we dropped the ball and blah 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 and everything. What I was saying in that video is I remember a time where I was the one that was the cooler head. But because I wasn't that type that let me put the quote fingers up, that gangster type, I wasn't the cool type, people wouldn't listen. And it's like that's not me making an excuse. And then when they go falter and fail, then all of a sudden I'm hearing all this black men were supposed to lead crap. It's like it's like I'm not the
You're
one
not
in jail right
cool.
now. That motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Look. This is something I learned earlier. Oh no, you weren't the thug, you weren't the cool, you weren't about it. But after she got all the repercussions and all the trials, tribulations, and guilt, you're at fault because you don't go ahead and save her. Like you supposed to go ahead and build a railroad to beat a goddamn train and still prove a black man got quality.
One thing
you know
decided,
what I mean? Kind of thing.
Once
like
they decided
John Henry.
Once they decided that they didn't want to do the smarter thing, it was completely out of my hands. Period. And not going to have people come, and I'm not going to have people come back and tell me that it's because of my lack of leadership. That's all I'm saying.
I'm very glad to hear that, bro. I'm very glad to hear that coming out.
It's like, and then they say to lead by my, you got to lead by example. Well, my example is this: I didn't run up in all kinds of women with no condom. Like I'm saying, I got to live a little bit longer without the inconveniences. I'm lucky to have gotten through life without the inconveniences of having an STD. It's like this. So I can tell people shit like, what, if you have unprotected sex, you need to be prepared for everything that comes after that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy and unbelievable to me that, number one, with all of the knowledge that a guy had, that he would still run up in these sisters unprotected, and not know that it's a decision that could ruin their lives. But what's even crazier to me is a female that lets a bare dick go inside of her without knowing what's coming with that bare dick. Doesn't always have to result in pregnancy. It could result in
Loss
it could
of
result in
everything.
STD. It's like STD don't give a fuck.
That pack, what they call it in Chicago, that package. You get that, they get that package out there.
So, old man, I tell you right now, it ain't nothing worse than being blamed and you ain't even felt it raw, but it's all your fault. Excuse me, I just met you.
I mean, but
let me, and you blaming me, and I don't even know what if it smelled like a goddamn landfill or not. But you know what? It's my fault. Because I need to support you.
Let me clear that up. Let me clear that up.
Yeah,
if I'm not first the guy that
please,
if I'm not first the guy that ran up in her raw, that's something else I ain't got nothing to do with. That's the responsibility of the people that did that shit. It ain't gonna be my fault any motherfucking way.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what y'all want me to tell? Like, what do these people want me to tell these guys? Don't fuck them raw. I mean, you
gonna take care of it and you gonna fix it. That's what they want you to say. I'm gonna fix it for you, girl. That's what they want you to say.
If you do that, but see, the thing is though, if you do that, you're gonna have to take care of it. I'm really speaking for the people who were smart enough not to do it. That still got to hear the bullshit. That bad decisions don't
represent. 45 hearing it right now. And that
like I'm saying, bad decisions don't represent me. Your bad decision. Let me make clarity to that. Your bad decisions don't represent me. If a black man across town goes to prison for 30 years for a crime that he actually committed, I'm not gonna feel like black men took an L because of that one stupid motherfucker.
Exactly.
like hell no. So it's like okay, like you were saying earlier, people like Phil Donahue, people like Oprah, people like Maury, they can come up here and try to embarrass black men all they want. But see, here's what will solve your problem. As long as you are aware that there is an agenda at hand, you can build up those defenses for yourself to be able to to either you want to combat it or you want to ignore it or whatever. But you got to understand that shit has very little impact in your life. You don't you don't have to care. You don't have to. As long as people don't touch you, they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. What's going on?
I was gonna say, let me dip into this a little bit. Because I'm gonna say it plainly. Before I even came to YouTube and what kind of pushed me to come to social media and things like that, even before I got here into other social media. Basically, there was a narrative being pushed about black men. And I was like, okay, well, why are black people so messed up? Let me dig into these narratives being pushed. And I actually started studying black people in America. Then I found out a bunch of people was lying. So now that I know people are lying on black men, it's easy for me not to care. And I think men just got to get to the point where they just stop caring about the lies that are being told. And when you're around and you see people are telling lies, you just tell the truth. That's all you got to do. Well, you black men left us. No, we didn't leave y'all. A lot of us, we went into a war and we died. Because when they talk about black men were leaving them, if you start looking at the time frame, you start seeing that the time frame they claimed black men left was the same time black men was dying in the Vietnam War. We done fought in every war in this country, and nobody wants to respect us as people fighting for our people to get whatever we can get, however we had to do it. So it turns out to be a bunch of lies at the end of the day. They say black men don't take care of their kids. Look into that. We the best fathers. Okay. They say black men is having babies all over the place. Looked into that. It's only about 8%. Okay. Okay.
The most celebrated teachers of all teachers.
I'm gonna give y'all all credit, all three of y'all. Listen. This is one question. How many black men leave America? how many black men move out of America, and how many black men still stuck here and still being blamed for the minority they bitching about, because you know what? They able to get the hell away. And you know what? I'm SYBM, and you know what? I'm living in this country, and you know what? I'm still saving my black male ass from y'all. And the difference is, the younger generation decided, let me get a passport and travel.
Wait, you say younger generation, brother? Didn't you say you was 45?
Yep. I traveled, but I was
41, bro. You ain't that much older than all of us.
I traveled out the country, but the difference is, you don't have to be SYSBM and leave the country. You just got to be SYB and save yourself while you're a black man, saving yourself from the bull crap they're gonna give you.
You don't think it's better to leave the country?
Yeah. Truth be told,
but damn it, I don't give a damn, because I'm living in the country, and don't give a damn, and they ain't got damn thing to do with my sunrise or sunset. Yeah, I'm living in this country, and I'm still saving myself from their bullshit. So we all saving ourselves. We just might need a flight.
Different meditation.
If I can get back on. But y'all go ahead and finish it up. I'll join back later if I can.
All right.
Well, I just want you to know that we all basically the same age, because just about all of us could have been in high school together. Yep. I mean, Bill Munger would have been coming in as LaShawn left, but you know, you'd have missed him, LaShawn. But Kev and myself, we could have been at the same high schools together. So yeah, ain't that much. But anything I said about the previous generation, even for all the previous generations before us, I still appreciate whatever they did to get us to where we are now, because it still was necessary. Period. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to keep bringing light to what's real, because the only problem that we got is narratives being pushed. But as we look into these narratives, I keep finding out they're a bunch of lies. Black men look pretty good overall, truth be told. You know, and that's why. Even though I know it's not, people ain't necessarily a fan of it to a certain degree, but that's why I've been saying that black women just aren't good people. Because when I looked into the research of our community, that's what it actually told me. The numbers that I started seeing, I was like, whoa, we got to change the narrative. And it's not to just attack black women, it's just to attack the problems of my community. And I can't get it fixed unless we actually start paying attention to the real problems. And if we got women creating problems because they're participating in white supremacy, you know, the only way to fix it is to address it. And unfortunately for some, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you know, a lot of us, we too afraid to tell women that they need to check themselves and get themselves together. We're afraid to do it on social media, and we're afraid to do it in real life. But some of us don't tell you anyway. You know,
where do you think that fear comes from? That those who got the fear, you know, where do you think that comes from? Instead of calling into accountability the actual reality for the solution that everybody say they want. Do we all want the same solution?
What now? I think is we don't want the same solution, because if you're a white supremacist, your agenda is not mine. And if black women are generally white supremacists, how can they have the same agenda I got? Mm-hmm. Deep, ain't it?
Well, you know, the fear is always exists. Now, when you talk about fear, are you talking about fear of checking women? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, and checking them specifically for that context of their participation.
Yeah, because a lot of Breed brothers, they really act like that women actually intimidate them in speech, and I don't get that. I feel like if it's words in his speech, then it really has no kind of gender differentiation. Now, if you're talking about physical, then that's when you get to talk about that kind of stuff. But if you're bringing up something that's up for discussion, it doesn't matter if you're male and female. Like, seriously, it just doesn't to me. Like, so
it's in the aspect of of the accountability. Let's take, for instance, and this is something I talked to my ex-wife about. I said, okay, we have to acknowledge that you have a gender psychology of your perspective as well do I. So we looked at weave and what's that shit? The abortion thing. You know, she got mad at me saying something to her sister about her hair or something. And all I did was asking about it. I wasn't, going all conscious on her or nothing like that. Just, asking with her. And she was like, well, you asked her. It wasn't how I said it. It was that I said it. You asked her about her hair and this and that. Men shouldn't be asking about hair. So I said, look, if I were to wear a Donald Trump wig, toupee, you honestly would think that there's nothing psychologically wrong with me. And if brothers started doing that and that became a culture, you think sisters would really accept that? That's just, they're just trying something different. And she got mad, couldn't answer the question. The whole thing with abortion came up. It's like, yo, if they made this for us to kill us off, and it just so happened that it's killing us more than anybody else, don't you think that you really shouldn't be for that? Yeah, but a man don't understand this and that and the third of why we need something that's going to kill 20 million of us in 10 years. It's like, okay. And the fact that, like you say, them being allies to white supremacy in the ways which they do, it's like, it doesn't hit you at all that this goes for an agenda that's against us. You can actually participate in something like that and not question your own humanity, not question your own civility and how you are being socialized. You're looking at it.
Well, let me drop something about the weave, because that's a light issue, very light issue. Okay, when it comes to the weave, how could a white supremacist have a problem with black women putting their hair like white women? How could a white supremacist have a problem with that? Therefore, that's not going to register as a problem to the average black woman. Even when you ask wearing their hair like a Donald Trump type of honestly, most black women would accept it because it looks more like a white man. So they would accept it. That would be no issue at all.
Dear God, please don't say that kind of Trump haircut is going to be a black man style. Please, still don't say that. Please. Don't even use that example.
I'm just trying to keep it real, because back in the day, when
I'm
during
laughing my ass off about it. It's funny when you said it. I just.
No, I feel, but I'm just saying, remember that doo-wop culture era or whatever that was back in the day when everybody was getting their hair slicked and all that type of stuff. The women still accepted it.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
You got the doo-wop haircut. Okay, I'll give you that.
The Motown era, all that stuff.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And people may say something about this, these guys that claim to be gangster rappers and everything that used to straighten their hair and, look like a Mary Jane girl. I'll give you one example of that. Snoop Dogg. I always thought that shit looked funny. Like, why are you straightening it? Why you got like hair length to your shoulders? Like, you're a guy.
The Shirley Temple curls.
yeah, but guess what? Yeah, the Shirley Temple curls. But you know what though? Roger. I mean, but Roger's right. I think that women will still accept it. I think they will.
You look like a white man. They're gonna take anything that puts you toward a white man or toward a girl.
Wow.
I don't know why black men don't see that. Anything you wear that makes you look more like a white man or more like a girl will always be great to black women on a general level.
Yeah, that's fact. Now, I always wonder why black women tell black men to fight white supremacy, but they go ahead and march white women, and white women wasn't part of white supremacy. And
I'm gonna tell you why though.
I'm still confused on that question. And
everything else,
because that's a generational question that every generation is gonna ask. Because you know what, they still gonna say the white woman ain't white supremacy, but they own 60% of the slaves.
But check this out though. I'm gonna tell you why black women want you to fight white supremacy. There's only one reason they actually want you to fight white supremacy, because they want you to either go take out some white man in some kind of way, whether you hurt him real bad or kill him, so they can call white men on you to have you locked up. That's why they want you to fight white supremacy. Give me a reason why I can get you locked up.
White women don't defend the black women, and they still doing white supremacy, while white women but black women so
But
pissed
but
off
but
at the white man.
Wait, hold up, LaShawn. Let
They
him
bro,
finish, man. Let him finish. That's another
Okay,
question. Let him finish.
Go ahead. I'm
let
sorry.
me let me
I'm sorry.
let me
I'm
break in
sorry.
real quick. Let me
He got
let
his
me break
beat,
in real
and
quick.
I just rambled. My apologies. Roger, go ahead.
Okay,
Finish
no
your
problem.
point.
No need to apologize. But here's something that I want everyone that comes on these panels to start practicing: letting each other talk. I mean, just it. I see this too many times on other panels where people try to talk over each other. And nobody's like really getting their point across, and then that can be kind of whack to the audience. So let's start practicing that here. Everybody. I promise you, everyone will get a chance to speak. Everyone.
Still
And
working on
that's exactly what I
it. I
want.
apologize on that. Now I do need to
Okay,
apologize. I'm a lot better
okay.
now. But go ahead, finish your point.
No,
You got the
there's no need.
floor.
There's no need to apologize. There's no need to apologize. It's like
I
everybody just let
respect you.
everybody speak.
There is a need to
Thank
apologize.
you.
A man I respect too when
It's
he was
like
speaking. I
like
cut him off.
like now, like right now, like right now. But but anyway, okay. Roger, then Bill Monger, then LaShawn. Roger, Bill Monger, and LaShawn. Roger.
okay. Now the point I'm trying to make, because black people need to understand this, because I'm definitely doing a show about this on my channel, and of course you'll get the word Kev, you know that. But
Oh yeah.
the only reason black women are pushing you fight white supremacy is so they can call and get you locked up for fighting white supremacy. That's what their goal is, to get you locked up. It's not to destroy white supremacy. It's just to give a good reason so you can get locked up for either life or a significant portion of your life. Because if they really wanted us to fight white supremacy, we could go out here and start taking people out, and they'll be quiet about it. And we all know good and well they won't do that.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a damn good point, because that recalls me back to time when times came up to where I was supposed to put some act right down, and she always stopped me from putting the act right down. Even when it was like super valid. I know sometimes I could be a little bit of a zealot with protecting our black honor and our blackness and all that shit back in the past, but she always stopped me from putting the act right down, and it was like, damn, this shit is needed at times. We can't just go through life as motherfucking pacifists and permitting ourselves to be, deemed a fucking fourth class citizen or something, whatever that is. But
Let me tell you something. All of us got a story to where we was going to check one of the motherfuckers, and if we had a woman around, she was pulling us away from. Oh no, stop! Oh no,
yeah,
no, don't do it. It's not worth it. Oh, please, just let's go. And but now you got a culture of chicks calling us cowards. That we won't face the white. You won't face the white man. You pick on us that because you too coward to face the white man. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. Since you're the stewards of our children, we have to talk to you, whether you agree with it or not, because I don't want to have to bust your son's head for coming in my yard not acting right.
mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. It's like this. Either you're gonna straighten up your child, or I'm gonna straighten up your child, and I'd rather you do it.
But see,
You ain't gonna come fucking with mine when I try.
but see, my point is,
Okay. I'm gonna give up my turn because you three gentlemen.
LaShawn, go ahead and speak. I did say you could speak.
I'm just gonna simply say I'm giving up my turn like Congress does when they give up minutes to save congressmen, because you three all covered something I ain't think about. So I'm gonna let you finish your point, because damn it, y'all put some ideas out there, and damn it, I got enough facts to want you to finish them up. So I yield the floor, but I will be in the next rotation. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Word. Like a Uno game, like skip, like.
Okay, well, let me say this though, because this is my thing. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm sure if people are somewhat like myself, there's been some situations that you've been able to handle, but there's other situations you really couldn't handle because you got too many eyes on you. You see what I'm saying? Or you couldn't do it the way you really wanted to do it because you got too many eyes on you. I could really get this situation really taken care of, but I can't trust you niggas watching me. That was my own. That was the issue. And if I end up going to court because I took care of a certain situation, I can't trust you niggas to let me off the hook.
Right.
You niggas will convict me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm gonna be pushing that black folks understand what jury nullification is. Meaning, if you don't agree with the law and somebody is brought into court and there's being charges pressed against them, if you don't agree with the law, you can simply give them a not guilty anyway. So, like, if a man is a man brought to court for killing a man, and let's say he killed the man because the man was molesting his child, to me that's automatically not guilty. Why?
Right.
Oh, he killed the man molesting his child. Righteous kill in my book. You know what I'm saying? So I have no issue with killing, and I'm gonna tell you where that come from. It come from me. When I looked at the Bible, and the 10 Commandments are given twice. They're given in the New Testament and the Old Testament, and translations can be somewhat different. But I personally believe in a consistent God. And when the Old Testament translated as "thou shalt not kill," but in the New Testament it came out of what Jesus said. And when they translated what Jesus said, it said "thou shalt not murder." Now, believing God is consistent. He don't make rules that he breaks. So when he come to earth, he gave us dominion over the earth. So if God is consistent the way he's always presented himself to be, God has told people to go kill people. So killing is not the issue. Murder is the issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you kill a person for no valid reason, you're wrong. But if a person calls,
it should be "thou shalt not kill" unless within good reason.
but that's what I'm saying. When they translated what Jesus said the commandments are, they translated it as "thou shalt not murder," and having a consistent God that doesn't go against his own words. What must he have said the first time? It had to be "thou shalt not murder," because he told a group of people to go in the land and kill everything in it. It said kill everything, even the animals. So he told people to kill. So therefore, the correct translation has to be "thou shalt not murder." You see what I'm saying? Now, if I can get people to understand that, and I can get some black folks in these courtrooms, and when somebody brings somebody in there overcharged, and see, this is the way I view it. If you get caught for possessing a gun, to me, I'm gonna let you off the hook. Why? Because I know, based on what the Constitution says, which is supposed to be the supreme law of the land, you got a right to bear arms. So I can't give you a sentence because you bared an arm and you over 18 years old. Because technically that's your right. I don't care about nothing else they attach to it. The Constitution clearly said that shall not bear, that has a right to bear arms, period. And it should not be infringed upon, period. And unless we as a country actually change that rule in the Constitution, regardless of all this attachment, you need a gun license, all that. The law is, the supreme law is, you have the right to bear arms, and that's the law I'm going with. So therefore, you'll never get a possession charge if I'm on the jury. You'll never get caught up for possession.
You got different cultural perspectives though that are engaging that factor, and they operate a little bit differently in an aspect of broken moralisms, or even an aspect of murder and death. Let's just take hunting for instance. It's always a sport. It's like, nah, but you're just killing shit. They don't even really need that which they're killing or which they're hunting. So they're not really hunting. They're actually just killing.
Right. It's just for pleasure.
Right.
But the beautiful thing about what people need to understand about their jury system, it said you got to convince 12 people beyond reasonable doubt. All I need to be is one of the 12. If they bring you up on some felonious charges, you about to get off the hook. Because I'm not convicting anybody for anything they got a right to. I don't care what perception is to the common people. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And if that's the law we truly going by, then that's the one I got to stick to when you're on trial. So you can't tell me somebody killed somebody and they were protecting somebody else, but they finna get murder or manslaughter or anything like that. Now, if you killed to protect yourself or to protect any other person, you are absolutely fine. You're getting off scot-free. Let me be on the jury. Point blank. And that's something black people need to be pushing, because white folks been using that.
Yeah.
Right.
culturally.
Right. Roger. Here it is. You're talking about the creator. An eye for an eye. Bill Monger is talking about Jesus, New Testament, forgiveness. Now here's the thing.
Hold up, cuz. No.
We are judged on Old Testament
No, I
standards.
don't forgive shit,
Wow,
homie. I'm
we got
from North Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's
No, I'm
EBK
just
all day, every day to the
I'm
day I
giving you
die, bro.
respect. No, please, just listen to my point before you correct me. Look. Both of y'all are correct, but both of y'all are on the right damn thinking. The woman's going to judge you on Old Testament, eye for an eye, while she expects you, the New Testament, die for her sin like Jesus did. Both of
But
y'all
you
are
have a
correct.
problem.
Both of y'all, how you being judged, because she going to judge you Old Testament, she going to take your eye for an eye, and she wants you to go ahead and forgive her like Jesus did for taking your eye. And both of y'all are correct on that statement, because that's the way I took it. It may not be the way y'all meant it, but that's the way I took it. If I'm wrong, then expand on it. And I'm just asking y'all opinions because, damn it, y'all both enlightening right now.
Well, I'm gonna say one quick sentence and let Bill Monger have it. I'll forgive people on my team, but if you're a white supremacist, you ain't on my team.
Well, true that. In the aspect of the whole, you got me thinking about that forgiveness shit. But I think the cultural perspective that we put onto it, as far as and I think that's again one of the main reasons why we should always be macking on women, because the programming that they're under is not their programming. They under a programming. They taking direction. They don't understand that they are divinely programmed to take direction and receive direction. They just don't take ours, but they are taking direction. So I mean, they're taking direction for the system. And if the system is white-minded, then what do you have to do to interact with the white-minded? So on an aspect of that connection that is beneficial to you both and not just beneficial to them stays between you. You must pimp them as far as the white, you got to pimp white people, and the sisters, you got to mac them. And that is an aspect of the deepest aspect of reality that either of them get. That way I know that I'm benefiting the entire time, because neither one of them have an aspect of us benefiting. It's more along the line of their own personal benefit. And with sisters, an aspect of assisting white supremacy. I don't think we should be as I guess as cordial and as so-called genteel as they expect brothers to be. That's why I embrace roguishness. It's the real aspect of it, to where everybody get to act right, and you don't have that that feeling as if you lost any self-worth, any value in any interaction with any of them. And you running that shit like a motherfucking marathon.
Well, that's why I'm cool with the
respect, because both of y'all is speaking truth. It's something I ain't think about, and both of y'all is factual. I just gotta incorporate it, and I'm gonna take a day or two to think about it. But damn it, I'll be thinking about what you said, and that's why I asked that question. And I'm glad both of y'all just answered it honestly and truthfully. And damn it, right now I think it sounds correct. Y'all go ahead and finish, because y'all is doing it tonight.
Well, my thing is, I gotta let them die approach. And I take that from I take that from that I take that from the Bible, my translation of the Bible. Well, there was when the children of Israel were taken out of Egypt. It was an 11-day journey that turned into an 11-day trip that turned into a 40-year journey. Right. Because in less than 2 weeks, because remember, this is an 11-day trip. In less time you have to get a paycheck. Some people got pulled out of slavery through miraculous situations, and they was tripping And it wasn't even a payday away. They started tripping to the point where God was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let y'all die out here, and I just let the kids come into the promised land. Y'all can just die. I'll let your kids into the promised land since y'all tripping. So that's complaining when right after you have miraculous stuff happening. So when it comes to people being satisfied, I got to take that as people choose to be satisfied or people choose not to be satisfied. Because people had this whole issue is no matter what you do, if you do this amount, somebody should react this way. No, satisfaction is an obvious choice because those people had miraculous things happening, yet they were unsatisfied, and it wasn't even a payday away. Now, God let them die out there, you know what I'm saying, over the 40 years. And then he took the kids into the promised land. So my thing is this, as a black woman, when you meet them, you talk to them, you make a determination. Either they on our team or they not on our team. Those who are on our team, we do for them. Those who are not on our team, you let them die. Their problems are fine. You're not on our team, so you're supposed to have problems. That's how my brain gonna calculate. You're not on our team and you struggling. Okay, that makes sense. You're not on our team and they trying to evict you. That makes sense. You're not on our team and these people are bothering you and won't nobody step up and say something for you. That makes sense. These people on the job harassing you, your boss is all in your grill and won't nobody tell you how to deal with it. Okay, that makes sense. You're not on our team. You're supposed to have problems.
Hey,
and then that's supposed to be my concern.
You definitely got a killer's intent within you, but I don't see you slitting no throat with a big knife. You'll probably use a scalpel, some slick shit, some smooth shit.
He gave him some treats, and she saw some Snicker bars, and her ass then got caught up in a snap trap because she hungry.
I mean, my thing is, look, at the end of the day, I don't believe in killing unless it's for a righteous reason, because I think murder is wrong. True, what I'm saying? But I'm absolutely fine with killing. So my thing is, I wouldn't recommend nobody put me in that position because I'm gonna be fine with the killing. I'm not saying that as if that's something I would look forward to doing, because no, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to stand on the principles somewhere. So my thing is, I done pick my principles, and I'll never change my principle unless somebody give me some really good reasons on why I should change the principle, because I'm not easily moved off of principle. So at the end of the day, black women have the ability to work and take care of themselves. Therefore, we don't have to protect, provide, and lead them from a technical standpoint. They can choose our protection, our provision, and our leadership. But at this point, all they want is the protection and provision. They don't want the leadership. My thing is, if you don't take the leadership, you don't get the protection and provision. You know what I'm saying? And now how you make it without the protection of it or provision is not my problem, and it's not for me to consider. My thing is, if you have problems because you don't accept the leadership, I'm totally okay with you having your problems.
Let me
dig the tiger trap. Don't be mad because you forgot where the hell you placed it and fell in your own damn trap. Roger's right on that one.
Yeah, let me expand a little bit on what my interpretation of what Roger's saying. People might have a different interpretation. From what I have observed, from what all these people are saying, especially the females, here's what they think when they say we have to step up and be leaders. Here's what I gather from that. Number one, there's two things. Number one, they want us to fork over bags of money to them. Do whatever we can to get to the money. Make sure that we take care of all of their wants, all of their needs, and make sure they have enough money to shop till they drop. Pay all the bills, pay 100%, 150% of the bills, pay their bills, pay your bills, pay y'all bills, all that stuff. They want you to be the money guy. The second thing is they want you to be an accountability shield. All of their embarrassments, all of their fuck ups, everything that they do, because you weren't there to lead them when they were fucking up. That is your fault, and it's your fault alone because you were supposed to lead. So you got to take the brunt of their embarrassments, their poor decisions, their horrible ratchet behavior, because I hear this thing. I hear this thing is that black men set the standard for black people. So how I'm taking that, so if black women or black children act a certain way, is not black women or black children's fault. Is the fact that black men didn't lead those black women and those black children into doing the right thing. Now, my realist personal perception about that is BS. I cannot sit there and constantly try to follow behind somebody to lead them if they don't want the leadership. Number one, I'm not a rich motherfucker. I know a lot of people get on this platform and act like they are. And not a rich motherfucker. And I'm not going to take the brunt and make a fool out of myself for anybody. Because if it's not just because I know you won't do it for me. It's because I think it's stupid. Why don't you just make smarter decisions so we can make smarter decisions together?
Thank you.
Like you're in the United States and you brought the chick in to impress her, and she saw the big red button, and she mad. She nuked every damn thing, and you didn't even tell her to push the button. She just walked through the door and said, "Ooh, a button," and then it's your fault.
Well, see, my thing is this: everything I've learned about leadership, people don't do it from the back; they do it from the front. So when women talk about all this, we act this way because you men weren't there doing your job. My first question is, where is your husband? Because if you ain't got a husband, then you've automatically rejected leadership. And, well, I don't have a husband because I don't believe in state-sanctioned marriages. Okay. Well, when did you change your last name to his last name without going through the state in the marriage? Because you could still get married without it being state sanctioned. Did you change your last name? Well, no, I ain't never changed my last name. So you never married anybody, even if it wasn't state sanctioned. Well, no, I didn't do that. So again, you're in rejection of his leadership. And now my thing is, if you have a child, okay, you automatically, where's the leader? Because you got a child, so a man was involved somewhere. So why aren't you following the man you had that kid by? Well, that man wasn't no good, blah, blah, blah. No. He was good enough to have a kid by, so that's your leader. Why aren't you following your leader?
Roger,
all kinds of excuses.
Can I ask you to expand on that point? Why the kids you had by the man don't have the last name of the man, and he's supposed to be a leader?
What's he?
Can you expand on that one, please?
Yeah, my point is, if you weren't in rejection of his leadership, there would be certain stuff already in place to show that you are with him, meaning your last name. If you didn't take his last name, how are you trying to convince me that down the road when something went wrong that you was following him? You never followed him, because how come you don't have his last name? So you've made a declaration that truly ain't your man. That you've never committed to that man. That man has never committed to you. You just a chick with kids. That's all you are. You ain't no family, because a family requires a man. And I don't think any man should accept the definition of family where there's no father present. No man should accept that.
Your name, she didn't give you the kids your last name, but you're supposed to be a father.
Bro, even if you do, if her last name don't match yours, then she ain't being led by you. She can claim it, but she ain't got no proof of it. You see what I'm saying? My girlfriend wouldn't have my last name. I'm single now, so don't let me confuse no audience. If I had a girlfriend, yeah, she don't have to have my last name. But if we get to that commitment point and we start talking about having kids, we're gonna have to get married some kind of way. And you ain't mad if you ain't got my last name. So you can't come to me talking about I was your leader and something went wrong or whatever, and you ain't got my name. Because you have your leader's name. You know what I'm saying? My father led his house. I got his name. Point blank.
You know what? That people often ask me why black men don't take care of their kids. Why black men be doing all this to the women. The first thing I let them know before I answer is, you're asking the man who had his child inside of wedlock. So, I mean, if I don't give you the answer you want, then don't be shocked. Don't be shocked, because I'm all about common sense. If you want to degrade everything into disrespect, then Like if I'm bored, I'll take you down a rabbit hole. I'll take you down a rabbit hole. I'll say all kinds of stuff like, I
Do the
mean, like,
science.
it, I'll return the favor. I'll start talking about, like, if it's a dude, I'll start talking about his mother's mouth or some shit like that. If the conversation starts to make less and less sense, because if you're not going to take the common sense approach and you're going to act like a little white supremacist, there's no need for me to take you seriously anymore. There's no need for me to be nice to you.
Facts.
Niceness is out of the window. When you clearly show me that you're going to betray me or stab me in the back when my back is turned, when the shit really hits the fan, then I'm not going to even let it get to that point. I'm not. I don't have to be nice to a person like that. You can call me triggered all you want, but that person gonna get this work. If I'm bored, if I'm bored, if I ain't got nothing to do, but if the little person comes in and wants to play and punch dad in the face a few times, then that's what I'm gonna have time for. These people will sit on social media, on fucking Twitter, on fucking Facebook all day and shit, and complain and whine about shit that was far within their control, and they blame me for not letting. Okay. Let's get into group talk. Roger. Let's get into group talk for a second. Okay. Because I've talked about the Facebook group several times. People will blame me for posts that they're putting up. If you want to sit there and talk shit about the other gender, I mean, if you choose to do that, that's not my fault for allowing it to happen. It's not my fault. You can use me as the scapegoat all day, all night. But all the thing I'm going to tell you is that you're a grown ass person.
They put it. They put it out there. They put it out there.
I mean, but you got questions about what they posted. That's a good question, Kev.
Yeah. I mean, they the ones that be all in their creamy feelings. I mean, shit. If I come in as a group owner and object to your opinion, that's my right to do it because you posted it in that group. But don't throw it off on me like I made you post that. Like I'm in your inbox, say, man, hey dog, why don't you go ahead and say this about black women to stir up some trouble? Why don't you go ahead and bash those black women, dog?
Hey, look. The thing is, you probably bring an X-ray to their shit, and then whatever you know what I'm saying, put onto it under your underline, it probably opens up a couple of more minds that they was ready for. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, look, it'd be an X-ray like a motherfucker, man, for real. Even if I'm throwing a couple of insults in there'd be so much truth to it, they can't dispute it.
Yeah.
People, I have made people resort to lying about, things like they'll start, oh, you're a potential rapist or they'll go that far.
Wow.
You look like you touch children. And it's like this. It's like this. To me, that's automatic. That's automatic white supremacist thinking because the way they destroyed young black men back in the day is they accused them of rape.
Not just accused of rape, accused of raping white bitches. This is my thing with that. Why the hell we ain't raping no other women? Ain't no other women complain about us raping them? Only white bitches.
We pedophiles. We fly overseas for a week vacation and we sitting there trying to rape children and crap. I mean,
they don't. No, they put that on. They put that on Peckerwoods. That ain't black man shit.
No. It's black man.
I think I know what Jefferson's talking about.
Same black man kind of thing. There's groups like that. So I mean,
I think I know what Jefferson's talking about though. There's this word around like in some areas of YouTube that guys who grab passports just to go out inside the country and have sex with little girls.
Oh, gross.
And what I'm trying to say is in making that point is this. It seems like to me that some of us will do anything to destroy a free speaking black man.
Yeah.
And it's like to me, if you have no solid evidence, now for those you got evidence for and it's true, fuck them niggas. But if you ain't got no evidence of that shit, man, what are you saying? You intend to destroy that person, period. Like it's no other way around.
That is some bullshit.
I'm gonna say
that's
y'all
some
watch
bullshit.
the movie Root.
Let me finish, bro.
Go ahead.
The movie Root. One quick question. How many y'all watch?
Wait, hold up, bro. Let's finish. Let's finish this
conversation.
Hold up. Let me just ask this one question. Just one question. How many of y'all watched the movie Roots? And how many mad you Kunta and got free.
I don't know what it is with that, but damn, what's my point? Oh yeah, okay. So back to the thing where they talking about brothers getting little girl. That's bullshit because every brother knows that once you leave the borders of this country, we find out our true worth in this world. We find out our true worth because we're the most desired. We're the most envied. You see how much this entire world mimics us to such a degree. There's no way that they're gonna be after some little girl when you got the pick of the pussy around everywhere that you go. Everywhere that you go. So that's bullshit. I think
And that's also one of them two-sided narratives too. I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you another example of this. The two-sided
Hold
narrative.
on, Ken. Before you move off of that, I want to expand on something you were saying, brother. If you don't mind, you know,
No, go ahead.
you say how a chick be like, you look like you want to touch kids. See,
hell
No, but
no. What the fuck?
Simp Nation does that too, man.
no,
Like,
bro, it's cool. But let me show you how folks tell on themselves. You look like you want to touch kids. What does that tell me? I'm being an intelligent person. I'm going to examine what you just said. If you say you look like you want to touch kids, you just told me you know exactly what people who touch kids look like. Now
Ooh.
I got to say, how did you have this
Damn.
information? Hold on, let me get the end. How did you come to this information where you definitely know? Because it's not even in question. Because you made it. You made a statement. You made a declaration in your statement. So you know exactly what people who like to touch kids look like. So my question now is, well, how did you come to this determination? How many times did you go through this experience to have this definite determination? How many times did you participate in this? You know what I'm saying? Or who was the participants that you saw over and over again to even have this sure conclusion? Because you're not even guessing, you're very sure in what you're saying.
That's not a one-time thing.
Exactly. So for you to tell me that either you've been involved in child molestation yourself, or you've condoned child molestation to the point that you know how to just recognize people who like that type of behavior.
God damn.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
I
saying,
mean, that
people
is
tell
a
them-
hell of a point.
And let me say this too. We know these kids out here getting molested. And we know usually when kids get molested, you know what I'm saying, where the prime targets at? The kids that don't have a father around.
Yeah.
So you're telling on yourself. If you a nigga, maybe you was the nigga coming over and you was molesting her kids. If you the chick, maybe you was the chick doing it yourself to your own kids or to your nieces and nephews, or when you let other guys come over and molest your kids, but you was cool with it. But somehow you definitely sure in your conclusion. So you're telling on yourself, in my opinion, because there's way too many kids getting molested and ain't nobody getting brought up on charges. And then you come out and tell me you know exactly what they look like. Okay, I see who the problem is in our community. Is you.
That's
But
a brutally
you know what though?
honest question on a brutally honest. Might as well ask the truth and tell the truth. Man,
Hey,
you made me shut up. Let me listen to this again. Hold up. Damn, that was good.
okay. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all something like this. People are like, especially women who say that kind of thing. They are projectionists. Whatever they feeling on the inside, they're going to try to project it on you. So when they got to say stuff like that, you know, I get Roger's point. There's something going on in your life and in your family or somewhere in your history where you know where you've either participated in that or you let it happen. And your way of fighting it, you know, fighting your guilt is to project it on everyone else. See, if you're saying stuff like that, you're convincing yourself that that kind of behavior is okay if you could just loosely say it like that, because it's that's something that like black men get falsely accused of shit enough. They know that person knows that if you say any kind of bullshit about a black man, then part of you is gonna believe that shit, you know, or gonna want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's and it's like people don't think about what that actually does to a person. That what actually does to a person. It'd be over the most childish shit. It lets me know right there that we don't want to take care of any real problems when we see it. We'll let somebody sell, we'll let somebody sell drugs on our street corners where our kids play. We'll let somebody do that. We'll let somebody do that. We'll let somebody. We'll let these little dumb dusty dudes. We won't give our daughters the game and the knowledge to get past that shit. Them getting knocked up and pregnant by these dusty dudes who are not receiving any home training. We'll let all of that pass by. But when somebody says something online we disagree with, then we want to destroy that person. Like it's like that fucking
Twilight Zone.
And then yeah. It's like Bizarro Land.
It is.
It's like Bizarro Land. If
well, Kev,
Sorry,
is
can you
what you
finish your
saying?
point? No. Let him finish because I cut him off. I thought he was done.
I just wanted to ask Kev if you saying all that, would that equal white supremacy? Because it sounds like white supremacy to me.
Same here.
it's white. Yeah, it's white supremacy at the end of the day. I mean, if you want to roll with a lie that destroys another black man, with your knowledge of all the history that a black man has gone through. Now, granted, we don't give a fuck about the guilty ones. Like, we're not covering for these people because they have dicks,
Right.
like women do, like women do. Because let me tell you something. Go on Facebook and post something about a black woman killing her child. It's one or two things are going to happen. Either it's going to be ignored, or you're going to be accused of being a black woman hater by bringing it up.
Black
Poor
girl
people.
magic. That's black girl magic.
Yeah. Those one or two things are going to happen. Those one or two things are going to happen.
Well, I need the third option. They'll justify it. What did the father do to make her do that? He ain't even in the picture. What did the guy do to make her do that?
I always believed. We have to I always believe that is like they always say black men are failures, black men are defeated, black men are out in the streets killing each other. Nobody's ever asking this question: who's raising these dudes? What is in their family history that led to them making such horrible decisions that have a lack of respect for human life? What led to all that? And then you got to point the finger at the parent or parents. Let me put. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add into that, and people don't take into account the reason that sometimes folks get murdered or beat up real bad is got something to do with a woman in the first place. Because some woman claimed that she got raped, or she claimed that somebody hit her. She claimed somebody stole from her. So a lot of the times that stuff is responses to what women are saying as well. So like they like to say that black men don't protect them. Yet we go to jail over them all the time. And that ain't just no thugs or anything like that. That can be any regular dude that his daughter told him, this person did this to me, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody's sister told him, he did this to me, big bro. He did this to me, little bro. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the times that stuff has something to do with them. And it ain't just Pookie. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
after you done. May I expand on that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Finish up. And I'll follow after you.
Go ahead. But I wanted to say something like earlier. They were earlier when we was on a breakdown. Sister George asked that question. Why aren't we approaching the thug like that? And like honestly, to me, thugs are fragile kitty cats when you're trying to talk to them about something. Like seriously, like the ones you can kind of approach them like that. It's like let me tell you something. I was a supervisor, and the people that worked under me were that hood ilk. They were hood people. They let me tell you something. Them guys are more so like by their capacity. They're more lemmings than anything. Like,
yep.
Like if
at least the chief know to stay on the cliff.
Yeah. It's like this. You correct them guys all day. they will fight you worse than women. Like seriously, it's like seriously. You think they all thug and all gang? Cause see, but when the women say that, they say it as if we're afraid that we're going to get attacked or we're going to get our manhood stolen or something like that. No, these guys are kitty cats in the mind, for real. Like the things that I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. We bout it down there. Seriously, don't nobody. Everybody's like, oh, that's a small little country town. You ain't got nothing going on down there. You come down there with that bullshit, you're gonna leave with a foot in your ass. Or if you leave,
Yeah,
so
I was
I
about
mean,
to say that.
it's not me bragging. It's just the way it is. I want somebody to actually go down there and try telling them niggas in Montgomery that shit. You know, but I've been around them same dudes. You hang around enough of them, yeah, and you start to build a rapport with them. It's like you can tell them guys just about anything, and they'll give you their true reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these same guys that got like that, them same guys that I felt like were kitty cats on the outside, they were little white supremacists on the inside. Because see, I had a white supervisor over me, so like I kind of lost respect for these guys because it's like this. I tell them something is a problem. If the white dude tell them something in a worse, more harsh way, them motherfuckers step and fetch like a motherfucker.
Mm.
They're the main ones sitting up there talking about me, talking about, man, what you doing what that white man tell you to do? Yeah, that you think you better than that white man just because I got the position.
Look, bro. When it
Yeah,
comes to the
Can I
thugging
ask
and
that
shit,
question
that's just
real
for
quick?
black people.
Because I want to expand on all three of your points. Here's my
Yeah.
one question. Why does the mother say you ain't nothing? You just like your daddy. You ain't never met your daddy. She's the only one that knows your daddy, but she's raising you to be the same man she cussing you out about that you ain't never met.
Because
Because
she
you're
wants you
training,
to be
you're
like your
indoctrinating
daddy.
your kid into black men ain't shit.
Right.
That's why.
She wants you to be just like your daddy. That's what her goal is. And
You
that's
ain't
why
shit. You just like your daddy. Why you fuck?
She wants you to be the one that she hates.
yeah, she
You know,
she wants to
You
feel.
be the man she hates, but she ain't proud of the son she raised.
I'm gonna tell you
Because
why.
she raised you just like the father, and it's your fault she raised you that way. And that's the question that's been boggling me for 20 years. And I
Here go
just
an
wanted
easy
everybody's
answer for you.
opinion on that because all y'all touched on it.
Okay, but this is the easy answer for you. Honestly, she wants to feel better about abusing you. See, you're a boy. You're coming up under her. Yeah, your daddy probably wasn't nothing. That's why she picked him in the first place. But she gonna abuse you no matter what. So she needs to feel better about abusing you. Because the one thing that's definitely going to happen is you're going to get abused. So she just wants to feel more comfortable in the abuse that she gives towards you. That's the reason they do that. It's all psychological. She just wants to feel better about abusing you.
want to feel better about everything. These girls these days care about their image more than anything. It's like is no matter how they act and it's no matter how what they say, you have to put up with it. Period. They want to be and they want to be okay with that. That's why you get attacked every time you try to push back against it. And it's not even a real intimidating violent pushback. It's the kind of pushback that involve words and words only. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the point because they ain't nothing but an ass in the mirror, and they looking back to see if the camera got the ass right. But you supposed to see what the hell
No,
they want.
I'll say that.
Some kind of thing. I mean, that's kind of it. But it's a whole circle of just a jumble bag of just bad Halloween candy, and you went through the whole neighborhood, and the only thing you got was them damn chalk sticks and licorice, and you supposed to go ahead and enjoy it because you know what? That's what you get from my bag.
Bro, what you drinking?
No, I'm
What
serious.
you say,
Serious,
Man,
cuz?
you
serious.
making
No,
some
honestly,
man, you
honestly.
making some real
As
out
a
of the way
kid, you
metaphors,
remember
man.
going through. Wait. Listen. As a kid, you remember going through your Halloween candy and throwing away the candy. Someone was too damn cheap to buy something least tastes like good candy,
And that's what we getting. We getting a whole bag full of Halloween candy that we don't want to eat, but that's all we getting because that's what the hell they putting in our Halloween bag. And
Well, you know, they give you the.
that's what grown
Well,
men
you know
are
what
dealing
though?
with right now. And it's just a damn example of what I think we getting on the whole. It's just an
Yeah, well, you
example
know
to
what
think
though?
everybody can
You got to
understand.
take it to that metaphoric X-ray, and you got to get that candy X-ray, and you got to make sure that shit's okay. But anyway, anyway,
Thank you,
but
thank you, thank you.
anyway, we got to wrap it up. We've been up here for 2.5 hours. You know, I'll
Hey,
go ahead
it's
and
a
let everybody get their
combo.
final thoughts in. We're gonna start with you,
It's a great
LaShawn. Go
combo.
ahead and get
I'm
your
all
final thoughts
man.
in.
Look, I was just here to ask you questions because all three of you have been honest, straight right, and ain't been speaking nothing but facts. It was just I wanted to ask you questions that maybe someone else is thinking, and y'all been right about every damn answer to the question. So I appreciate your time, gentlemen, and hopefully I can join the panels next time when y'all have a live and you don't think I'm crazy. And yeah, I had a beard, but damn it, that's where the idea of Halloween candy came from. You said X-rays and make sure that stuff ain't
No,
got
I'm
raisins
just
in it.
saying. I'm
So
just
I'm
saying. You know, you said Halloween candy.
good.
I said X-ray. I mean, you know, you gotta get that shit X-ray, man, because you can't trust where most of that shit come from anyway.
They put
But
pins
you know,
in
I
Best
it.
was just trying to
answer
go along with
ever
the
heard,
conversation, bro.
bro.
That's all.
Best
You
answer
said
ever
Halloween
heard.
candy.
Honestly. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you do the same, man. You do the
Peace,
same.
man. Sleep well.
Peace, brother. Peace, brother.
Y'all,
Hey, Bill Monger. What's
y'all
going on, bro?
You're chilling, yo. Y'all take care, man.
Man, I mean, yeah, man. I've been trying to hold it together. But you not letting me, man. You not letting me.
Hey, yo.
I was quiet for a long time. I was
Oh.
Yo, this is brutally honest, cuz this laugh, this Joker laugh, yeah, that's as brutally honest as I can get with the motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what we here for, man. We here to be brutally honest, man. You know, and fuck all the bullshit. You know.
yeah, I was there for a minute, boy. He just wouldn't stop, though. Oh, well, I got a 10 now. I got a 10, boy.
Yeah, my stomach hurt.
Well, Bill, man, this your final thought. My bad for interrupting.
It's all good, yo. Hey, yeah, really made me think on an aspect of really analyzing the links with sisters and white supremacy, and really how it's much closer than I thought it was. It's much closer, and in an aspect of how to adequately call it into accountability, and not just based on the subjective, what a lot of cats do, but yeah, to break it down like that, yeah, I got some definitely brain food this evening, so, and a nice, you know, chuckle with that. So hey, much respect for the hospitality, Kev. Peace to you, brother Roger. See y'all in the net, man.
All right. Thank you once again, Bill Monger.
Much respect.
Definitely was a very interesting and very fun conversation, to say the least. Final thoughts, Mr. Stevens, sir, my habitual line stepper brother.
Yes, definitely long live the habitual line steppers. Real talk. Man, I appreciate the guests for coming through. Man, Bill
Oh
Monger.
yeah, as always.
Yeah, Bill Monger and LaShawn, boy. Man, this was a good one. But we definitely got into some good stuff, and we got some stuff that needed to be said. All I can say is everybody be on the watch for the Raj Report. My next two shows should be very interesting. Well, I ain't gonna even say that. All my shows are very interesting. Just being brutally honest, all my shows are very interesting. And one thing is we cannot fix the problem if we don't address what the actual problem is. And because black men have been under such a microscope for so long in this country, truth be told, most of us are just good people because it's just easier to be a good person. You know, even in the climate, you know, it's just it doesn't. I mean, it makes sense to be a good person just for moral sake from Jump Street. But then if you start looking at the stuff that happens to bad people when you get caught up in nonsense, that's just even more reason to be a good person. You know, if it ain't even just from the joy of what being good does for a person. So, but unfortunately, we don't have that going on with our sisters. So because they're not being held accountable in the situations that they do on a regular basis, they don't choose good as much. And you know, we just gotta accept that's what it is. And if we accept it and actually start dealing with that, then we can get them to where we are. You know, I mean, they gotta want to come, but we at least got to put on the table that you know, you as an individual, you should require women to be good as an individual. We, you know, we're a long way from getting it done as a group, but as an individual, you definitely should require a woman to be good. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all check out the Roger Report and subscribe. I'm going. All right, that's it. I'm done. Long live the habitual line steppers.
Only the habitual line steppers. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. You know, the things that you say people like me, you know, say I am. You know, you're true about. You're right about a lot of it. You know, I'll be these things that you say I am. You know, except for the things that obviously aren't true. If you can't handle a conversation or of sorts, then maybe you don't need to be in this space, you know, because here's the thing. If I find out that you're like a white supremacist and dark skinned, I'm not going to be nice to you. It's not going to happen. There's no absolutely zero need for me to ever, you know, appease any kind of sensibility within you, because to me you just don't make any fucking sense once you decide against me, because it's like this, because I know in my heart that I want what's best for this community. You know, I'm not some whipping boy because you fucked up shit. It's not that. I'll help you as much as I can. You know, I'll help anybody as much as I can. You know, the habitual line steppers knows that, but you know, it's like this. If conversations degrade into disrespect, that's gonna be your fault. That's gonna be your fault. It's your fault for not accepting reality, because I've accepted the reality. The reality is that we have to start getting back to common sense basics. You can be with that or you can be against that. But being against that, you're not going to go very far with that. So that's what I want to leave this with. If you're a black person that you decide that you in favor of white supremacy, I just can't see you as somebody that I can work with. Period. You know, and you give yourself away by the shit that you say. Uh, anyway, just wanted to remind everyone to, you know, check out the Roger Report. Check out You Ain't Shit for Watching. Look at the screen. That's how it's spelled on the channel. So go search those channels. This channel right here, Sister George's channel, the Breakdown a Woman's Perspective, and Darth Skater 7. That's our tech and gaming guy. But you know, he's also good for conversation as well. Um, and just remember, guys, you make your bed, you sleep in it. I didn't make that bed for you. I didn't. So it depends on how well you make that bed, as to how how well you sleep in it. So just get your Halloween candy X-ray. That's all I would say. So anyway, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. In Kev we trust. Goodbye. Long live the habitual line steppers. Thanks for tuning in.